Sweden strong. If we look at the Monkey King straight away, he's trying to make the move. But look, there's already a sentry down by 9 Pandas, predicting... Oh...
No, come on. They deserve that.
Okay. Fair play to 9 Pandas. Like, they've done the research to understand the natural movement from Sweden Strong's early game Monkey King, but they've missed it so briefly.
30 seconds.
That is so cool to think that 9 Pandas have the preemptive confidence to place that sentry there, and already the practice and the preparation being shown in this game 1 of the grand finals.
Not
Again, the
quite
winner of this
paying off,
series.
but still a good sign of things to come between these two teams.
And
And let's not
get to
forget,
TI,
one
mate,
win.
come on. Yeah.
They didn't have to play a game this morning, so they just got to sit back, relax, and watch 9 Pandas, study 9 Pandas, and see what they do. So it forces 9 Pandas to have a slightly deeper strategy pool. Now, that being said, they can do that. They also have Solo, who's ridiculously experienced, and a coach as well, which one would have as well. But, you know, they've got the support structure to be able to have these deep strategies on the side of 9 Pandas and not be, like, kind of limited in what they can do in a game, which I think is going to come to show here. So if they do well in this series, then we're definitely going to be looking at Solo and Metpup, I believe, is their coach.
If there ever was a game for Shadow Fiend not to go right click, I would love for this to be the game. Like, when we talk about the speed in which 9 Pandas can play, like, Tinker technically is a very greedy hero, right? Because you can't rearm your blink anymore. Blinks are always very careful. You also play on the repositioning of your defense matrix. But I would like to think that if you get blink yours on Shadow Fiend, you see Tinker one time out of position, you just kill him. You've dealt with this overly farmed hero. So we'll see into the mind of Shira Jr. He did go for physical damage before the last time he played Shadow Fiend. And the other argument could be, if you just go right click Shadow Fiend, as much as 9 Pandas have a lot of poke, playing into Lifestealer that can't really die to Tinker, a Satanic Shadow Fiend that also won't die, there is a realm in which you just outscale them, right? And it's something to keep note of. How will one win approach this very kind of pressuring draft through having to make good choices? But start the lane, Shira Jr. hitting some raises onto the Tinker. Trying to apply a little bit of pressure onto him. But no crazy laning shenanigans. Very usual setups from all the teams.
Yeah, the defense matrix level 1 is sort of surprising to me, to be honest. I would have thought Laser would be the choice, but knows that he's playing against an SF, so stopping him from getting him low with these early raises is going to be the call. I mean, it doesn't seem to affect his CS in any way, starting with 4 CS on the first wave, but we're getting a little bit awkward here for the range creep. He's still going to get it. Nice stuff from Kiyotaka on the first few waves here, where I would have expected that maybe Shadow Fiend might be able to get an advantage, but right now he's doing absolutely fine. Laser, what an ability. Luckily, Shadow Fiend has other ways to CS with razors, so it shouldn't be too hard of a spell to play into for him. We'll see how much he misses those heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah, it's a pretty fair matchup, right? Like, there's no real... I don't really think that either hero should be too crazy. It's like Shadow Fiend can just push out the wave, right? Like, you don't really want to ever... I'd be surprised if either hero kills each other, right? Like, both have that pushing potential. So mid should just be a trader farm.
Yeah, top, meanwhile, looking a little awkward, to be honest with you. It is undying into Primal Beast, which is obviously going to be quite good for Solo to bully out this Primal. Add to that the fact that you've got Flat Cannon to play around as well, and there's just so much harass damage coming down onto this Primal. He's certainly struggling early on here. Only 2 CS so far, but with a wave under his tower, should get a little bit.
He doesn't have the best laning partner, right? Like, if he's played him like a Dark Willow or any ranged hero with a bit of poke, then that's when you can maybe take the trade here. Of course, Monkey King, what he does to punish the Undying, like we're talking about in the draft, is constantly being able to play behind the tower very quickly, using the Mischief, just doing everything in your power to hurt the lane. And Monkey King, with that ward, is trying to scout out to find a courier. But again, 9 Pandas, they are showing a lot of respect towards Monkey King, as they have a ward in their own jungle to scout out the natural movements, but Sweden strong He eventually finds it. He does get it down. That's what you do, flick across the lanes.
Yeah, they even tried to move the courier through the tree line there rather than taking it down the lane. So they're so scared about getting their couriers sniped, but Sweden Strong's just too damn good at killing these couriers. It feels bad to not have your boots. As you say, starting to slowly break these lanes open and give the Primal Beast a lane in a matchup which he really shouldn't be able to play. It's still early days and he is struggling.
Mm-hmm. And something we don't really mention about the mid lane was, of course, the defense matrix that we were looking at being spammed. Once it's broken, it will strong dispel. So Shadow Fiend, big points of pressure for mid lane is often this, but shouldn't really be a thing. Like
Mancusi down to the bottom side. Right clicks need to come in, but it's not enough. The stick is there from Mancusi. That's going to keep him alive. And in fact, bringing Albuquerque very low as well. Everybody working on a sliver of HP down here in the bottom side. Not much healing available from the side of the Radiant. Sayu does have himself a 12 wand available, so maybe he's feeling like a bit of a king of the lane right now, but having these heroes under tower might be kind of difficult. They don't care though. They're going to fortify and go for it. Respect's going to be that target, and that'll be a first blood coming on through. Mancusi can't get any revenge for his teammate here, so that will just be first blood going to Albuquerque. Nice moves from 9Panda.
Yeah, the efficiencies of having the stick in the early game. Playing against a Bat Rider, if you don't have a stick, it is illegal, and of course 9Pandas, they have 2 of them, therefore they're able to really just push the limits of the lane. You compare that to the Lifestealer, he doesn't really get to use it as well. And that is mainly the big difference here in this bot lane. He did struggle a little bit yesterday with some of his play, but so far at least his farm's okay. Just need to make sure they don't die to any of these cheap forms of aggression that you expect from a Centaur lane. Such an annoying hero. It's the reason why it is so picked. Even into lanes that you expect him to maybe not do as well in, he's always able to find that poke and pressure to whittle you down. As Sweden Strong is playing one of the more jungle-focused Monkey Kings, jumping around, keeping trying to find the couriers. Did you know, by the way, it was actually Sweden Strong Monkey King when the Twin Gates got added, it was him playing Monkey King that got the map changed. So when the map first got released, the far extremes of the map, for some reason, had trees on the outer portions on like the far north side and like the south side, and he was using it to basically just jump off map to find extra movement. And after that game, Valve removed the trees within a matter of like a week. But I think he was at least like one of the first pro players to do it, because I remember casting him as the game got dropped, or the patch got dropped, and yeah, other teams picked up on it. But yeah, he was one of the inventors of using those trees.
Well, always been an innovator on this hero. And right now, using the Simian Stride, probably more than I've ever seen any Monkey King use it. He is all over the place and now looking to get involved with the Power Rune here, chase off Solo, and secure a Haste Rune for the Shadow Fiend. And they're now looking to actually go aggressively onto Solo, take down the Undying, and they're going to be able to do exactly that. Nice moves from Sweden Strong. Meanwhile, they also get the kill onto Sayu in the bottom side as well. So 2 big kills being linked together for 1 win. Jira, even going for Dark Lord here. Hello, what is this aggression right now? Triple raise down onto the Gyro. He does have a Lotus. It's not going to be enough to save his life, though, and Cloud gets the kill. Huge moves from Jira Jr. in the middle lane.
Yeah, these are perfect moves from 1 win. They need to be able to just set the pace of the game. Do not allow 9Pandas to hit their farm, right? Gyrocopter easily can farm the jungle efficiently. Same thing for Tinker. If they can control the game, it will force that early overlap, preventing 9Pandas from hitting that 20-minute time that we've been so scared about during the draft. And you get the Haste Rune and Chira Jr. And he's doing it, yes! Thank God, yes! Shadow Fiend's going for magic damage. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm happy.
It's been many games.
Like, this is the game for it, though. Like, you see Tinker once, you see Gyrocopter, anyone, like, just jump them, blow them up. Don't play the long fight. Don't enable the inevitable Aghanim's Tinker to feel good. And I know this is like a giddy overreaction for a 7-minute item timing, but I don't know. I'm so bored of seeing Shadow Fiend players only go right click. Like, show us a little bit of a change up, and don't you dare change your quick buy and make me look like a fool, okay? Commit to the magic build.
He would never.
No. In before he switches to treads and goes Mask of Madness, I think.
I feel like every Shadow Fiend player in mid always asks his team, can I do it this game? Can I go magic? And his team's always like, no, we need the right clicks, we need the anti-armor. This is the entire point of the strategy. But yeah, I mean, there is no anti-armor strategy this time around. Usually when we've seen this SF, it's been paired with Venge or a Weaver or something which kind of pigeonholes the build. But this time they said, you know what, Chira? Grand Finals, go for it, buddy. Have some fun. and see how effective it shall be. And it does create like a bit of a difference between the Tinker and the Shadow Fiend in the way they're both going to play the game.
Swedenstrong is being... Oh, again, we're all allowed to swear. He's being a piece of shit. All right, if we look at Monkey King right now, he's blocked both of the Tinker camps to the north of mid lane for Dire with a sentry. He's removed any access for the Tinker to farm those stacks. He's also killed off Solo. He's doing a lot of just jungle aggression, like we said earlier on, and this is exactly what you got to do. So yeah, fair play to OneWin. They've read the need for farm for 9 Pandas beautifully, and they are just doing everything in their power to delay. Even just Respect, just protecting his jungle, making sure that Sayu can't prevent Respect from farming up the stacks, and well, just good efficiencies from OneWin.
Yeah, do you remember, was the Monkey King an answer to the Tinker, or was it picked before? I can't remember.
No, Tinker was picked after.
Yeah.
The only answer OneWin really presented was Lifestealer and Primal.
Yeah.
Of course,
Which
Lifestealer
makes sense, they're both
it's pretty good.
good heroes at trying to find him. I worry a little bit about the Primal's ability, just because my issue I always have with Primal is that he goes in once, and in terms of following up on his own initiation, it's kind of tricky. And Tinker just naturally forces you to need to do that with Defense Matrix. The blink away translocating nonsense. It's kind of difficult, and they're just going to go straight in here with the Pulverize on to Dark Lord. Dark Lord, though, gets stampeded out. Everybody's here from the side of 9 Pandas trying to defend this one. The Tombstone is down. Swedenstrong gonna fall to Kiyotaka here. The laser is there, and Chiro Jr. can't get away. Too many zombies. Day of the Dead up here. Requiem comes down to fear them away and try and get him out, but the homing missile is coming. Sayu is in with the right clicks, and they will take down the Shadow Fiend as well. The Monkey King and the SF dead in the top lanes. Great response there from 9 Pandas. That's what we were talking about when we said we wanted to see good defensive play from them.
Yeah, they make the defensive play. They punish OneWin from not layering their spells perfectly. In the Monkey, the Primal, they start the fight. Shadow Fiend just a little bit too far behind to connect on the triple raise, and because of that, the Stampede value, you just run away. OneWin, of course, they have the early map movements, but stuns are not their friend. They've got what? They got a Boundless Strike, a Pulverize, and a Lasso. Later on, sure, Requiem can become a thing with the fear, but OneWin need to be careful. Their moves need to be met with clean executions. As the network is slowly going the way of 9 Pandas, and Cloudy, you should be fine.
Monkushi. This is the most boring kill I've ever seen. There we go, and the rest might make it a little bit more exciting, but he will be able to bring down Albaga. No TPs coming at all for the Centaur. He did try to bait out the rage with the stomps, which was the only way he could have survived that, but Monkushi's just super patient. Got it right with the rage, and that gets him the kill.
Respect on the Batrider is playing a very AFK game. He's focused on his own jungle. He's not really looked at his team at all. Looking for the Blink Dagger. And you know when you said about the Primal Beast struggling to be the... Like, once he initiates, he doesn't make that secondary move. For Primal Beast in this game, he is the vision finder. He will jump in, he will force the Tinker to react or the Gyrocopter to stand his ground, which will then open up the engagement for the Requiem for the Shadow Fiend with a Blink or the Batrider with the Lasso. So I don't think it's really a problem. Just one we need to utilize it correctly by bringing other heroes to the fight. And it's an optimistic smoke.
Oops, Sayu suddenly realizes a tree is moving at him. That's not right. We'll have to time-lapse this one away, but without the Ishikuchi available for another few seconds, Lasso is going to seal his fate. And we'll bring him down. That said, Solo looking for a bit of revenge here. Once again, defensive moves. It is what 9 Pandas need to do. Swedenstrong getting very low. Solo looking to finish the job. Going deep for the kill. We'll find it, but we'll give his life for it. Chiro Jr. claims the Undying Soul. But of course, that big old laughter means that Ceaseless Dirge is active, and Solo is straight back into the game.
Kind of an uncomfortable set of kills, right? OneWin to try and smoke onto a Centaur on the tower, but they luckily get the Weaver. Then Centaur stampedes and Undying kind of runs on in. It was a little bit weird from both sides, and I think neither team will be too happy with what happened there. Yeah, back to farming.
Do you think Solo makes that play if he doesn't have Ceaseless Dirge active?
Oh, of course, please. It's Solo. He's
okay. Yeah, you're right.
Years of playing running in. Like, I missed a day where it was an art form to die in the correct place. Like, I always remember like the Ogre games where he runs up the hill, some silly core from some aspiring tier 2 team thinks that killing Solo is going to win them the game, and suddenly, you know, Ramses or
No one in
Pasha comes
Ramses
in and
are on him,
owns the game.
yeah.
You know, come on, that is the specialty. Of course, here it was useless, but it will get you at some point. He still leans to this playstyle. I think, like, of course, like Puppy used to do it a lot. I think now he's, of course, very greedy 5 in some of the secret games, but I think Solo at least is one of the old school players that still kind of leans on that player style a bit, and his hero pool also reflects it. Again, it is a lost art form. He's keeping it alive.
He's trying to. Well, not keeping alive, but he's
Again,
got
the
the
facet
point.
is keeping him alive, so
True.
it's a full circle back to your question.
Indeed, indeed. Jiro Jr., he's finished off his Kaya and Yasha, so going to have that bonus cast speed on the Requiem, which is always very scary. Combo that with a Blink Dagger. It's a very tricky combo to answer. Not many stuns in the game are quick enough to really stop the Shadow Fiend just blasting an ult into your face. What do they have? Like Stomp, and that's just about it. I am interested to see, like, if Kiyotaka has a defense matrix on him and takes a Requiem to the face, he will translocate, but will that save his life? Probably not. He probably is just dead.
Yeah, I would like to think that he will die before any strong dispel on the field will even come into account.
You'd hope, wouldn't you?
Maybe if the Shadow just didn't have souls, that's another option. We are hitting the point in which 9 Pandas want to be a little more aggressive, right? You've got the Blink Dagger on the Centaur. About 600 gold away from the Tinker in the top lane, getting these
500 gold. Oh, wait, no, 400 gold. Wait.
It's very quick. It's very
300
quick.
gold. Yeah. The GPM on this Tinker is pretty ridiculous at this point. Just farming and farming and farming. Not even going in lanes either, just jungling.
And don't forget, the Aghanim's on Tinker, it reduces your max HP by 10%. So if he gets 2-3 lasers on a hero, of course, tankiness does not matter against him. That's why the mid-game timing will always be very, very scary if 9 Pandas can set up the pace and set up the fight. Centaur jumps in, Tinker plays behind him. Then you have the kind of the chaotic nature of what Weaver on Undying can bring, dragging the fight to be a little bit wider than you hope to.
Any Tinker players out there, firstly, get help. Secondly, watch Kiyotaka's game here, study his farming patterns, figure out what he's doing, because this is extremely efficient. You know, just click on him for a few seconds and he's always getting double camps with these marches. You know, he's always getting ancients, he's getting the lane and then also a camp on the side with one or two marches. So it's super efficient, super clean. What we expect from him on this hero and why it's been kind of a fear that he's going to pop it out at any point through these qualifiers.
Are they going to smoke soon, though? If they have the Axe timing, the Tinker's also revealed in lane, and maybe the one issue for 9 Pandas is their carry isn't ready to join this fight. The Gyrocopter only has an Aghanim, and he's looking for Crystallis, and that will be a little bit difficult to really utilize. So it's not the cleanest of entries to the game, and I think Centaur as well, he's sacrificed his game heavily. The last minute or two, he's been kind of walking around near the Undying, maybe anticipating a move that was going to come from the team, but not really coming into play. Like, he's not greeding up, and it shows on the net worth. He's 1,000 gold behind the Shadow Fiend, behind the Gyrocopter, the lowest net worth hero in the game, and there does seem to be quite a gap getting created. Like, Tinker, as much as we saw him farming quickly, how much of the map is he taking from his team? Like, he is eating up a lot of economy for his side, and if that doesn't translate to the game, we could have an issue of one win having 3 cores just being farmed, and it's a Tinker versus everyone else as Gyro Centaur hoping to get whatever they can. They're trying to take the tier 1 tower, they're trying to at least open up the map to farm a little bit more, but I do envision some problems for 9 Pandas if they aren't to utilize some of the timings that they've farmed for at the moment.
So you feel like this downtime could actually be benefiting OneWing, despite this kind of running lineup they have?
Yeah, 100%. OneWing, this is the point in the game which can go really bad for them if they overreact to 9 Pandas' aggression or they fall victim to it. They delay their own farm and they can never scale with the Tinker. I think if they evenly scale in every core and keep up with the Tinker, then they won't really have a problem, right? It's why I'm intrigued to know or to see 9 Pandas not be as keen to fight. And Shadow Fiend, he now has the Blink Dagger. Again, Yasha Kaya, this variation of Kaya plus Yasha does provide you that 25% cast speed bonus. So Requiem, 25% quicker on its pop. Can 100 to 0 most heroes in the game.
Incredible raise. Good to see it happens to all of us. Awkwardly right-clicking the last of the creeps down.
Radiant's bottom tower
Makes me feel mortal.
Dire's
Ooh.
middle tower is
I don't even know if 9 Pandas win the upcoming fight, by the way. Like, if you look at all the items on one win, you've got BKB getting completed on Primal Beast. The Shadow Fiend, of course, with a good Blink. The Batrider's farmed up a Blink Dagger. Like, the team fight capabilities that we said were potentially lacking for one win in the early game have now been answered by the items. And we also
This is an AD gyro, but if he gets caught, then it doesn't matter if he's got an AD or not, if the Qualifiers comes out onto him, but he's doing a great job on Duke. He's also got the shield upon him, so it's really awkward for Cloud to try and connect on this one. Now, he's just trying to run himself away. He's been duped thoroughly, but now turning around onto Solo. They'll settle for the kill onto Undyne, but they're not really even getting him. Saved by Dark Lord of the backline. Chiro Jr. jumps in, Requiem down, and gets the gyrocopter. Perfect plays from one win. Sure, it looked super messy, but they were biding their time. They knew what they needed to do, and they execute brilliantly. So also getting caught out.
Yeah. A sort of tasty kind of dessert to finish that engagement. And, well, one win kind of, yeah, reflecting what I'm saying in the cast. It's 9 Pandas. They farmed. They got some items. They didn't really use it to break into the game. And yeah, one win. They play together. They're not allowing any potential pick off. I love the discipline as well in that fight from Munkushi. He sits inside his Primal Beast. When the fight breaks out, he kind of reads the fact that his Batrider isn't there to assist him, so he doesn't instantly leave the Primal. He keeps the buffs in play on that Primal. They can disengage until his team's ready. And now Respect with the lasso, trying to get a kill on Albuquerque. 2 raises.
He's got no counter
one
play.
more raise. There we go. Yeah, they're struggling. I think a lot of our excitement for their draft was all about pacing that they just never used.
Yeah, kinda. This Aghanim's timing on the Tinker, I was expecting something, and we got nothing. Kiyotaka just seemingly continued to farm throughout all of these fights. I mean, he was there, sure, he threw out a couple of defense matrices, but didn't really commit a whole lot. So, yeah, just looking for the Arcane Blink, and
I think the credit honestly goes to Sweden Strong. I think if Sweden Strong wasn't like he did, blocking up the camps, constantly looking for the fight, enabling Shadow Fiend to join the Monkey King's lockdown to get some early kills, this game could have easily been very different. And as much as it's easy to praise the efficiency of the farm on the cores right now, the moves on Sweden Strong is something to remember if one win are to win game 1. I'm trying not to say win twice in a row, but whatever.
It's their fault for having that name. Molotov comes in. Kiyotaka's there. Does get stunned up and blinks forwards here. Cloud is going to be that target once again. BKB coming on down here. Albuquerque trying to fight into the Primal as a Monkey taking some heavy hits here from Sayu on the side. And the laser will finish the dog. Kiyotaka enters the game as Cloud will TP out. Very close, but gets himself away. And that will be that. 1 kill goes to 9 Pandas, and that's going to be it. But still, gonna feel kind of good to finally get something going their way.
Yeah, it's somewhat proof that 9 Pandas, they do have it in them to get the kills. They just need to construct it correctly, play in their vision, create this front line that Tinker can play behind, allow him to spam his spells, and of course with Undying Centaur, there are worlds in which this occurs. Just they need to be ready. They need to utilize it. Keeping the network somewhat steady, not allowing one to draw it any bigger. I just keep looking at the net worth, and it's so awkward seeing the Tinker 3 cores and then your team barely hitting that 10k marker. I guess it's a good sign for the future, right? Like 9 Pandas, there's a lot of room to grow on the other 2 cores. And once they can pick up the pieces and get back into the game, like Gyrocopter isn't this awkward, fragile hero in call it 8 minutes time. By then he should have BKB. He can at least soak up something, but yeah, at the moment,
Yeah.
9 Pandas are really just hoping for that kind of that perfect pick off or that perfect blunder from one win.
Is this
Would be
just how it
surprised if
goes
they
then?
smoke.
If you're playing this like kind of greedy hero like Gyrocopter with a Tinker in your team who's farming up all these neutral camps, like taking up so many resources on the map, like, do you just kind of have to accept that as a Gyro, except you'll be a little bit further behind?
Yeah, I think in hindsight, we potentially might be discussing how Gyrocopter is maybe not the best carry to play paired with a Tinker. because Tinker farms your ancients, he farms your jungle, he farms everything. So maybe having a carry that could play with a centaur for pickoffs and map play would have enabled the draft to feel a lot better. It's kind of like the equivalent of having like TA in your mid lane with a farming carry as well, right? Like you both want to use the same resources.
Yeah, part of me is like, maybe you want the Weaver to have been the carry instead and gone for a different carry pick here, but then I don't think that looks particularly good for them either, because Weaver's very, very killable in this game. But still, he is kind of going for that carry build. He's already picked up an Orchid. Maelstrom queued as well. Kind of gives you an idea of what 9Pandas are expecting from this game.
Aegis will be going the way of one win.
Yeah, Mankushi.
Okay, this is where the game begins, though. All right.
Down.
Like Kiyotaka, he is the Tinker player. He has hit his timings, right? Like, will he put on a masterclass on how this hero is broken potentially, and with the arcane constantly blinking around, preventing any... I can see it. 7-second cooldown on the blink. Is it enough for him to break open this game?
Big question marks. Many, many question marks. For me, it's a lot on Turo Jr. You know, these fights have been decided by his Requiems, the patience in that fight against the Gyrocopter, where he was able to wait until Dark Lord felt safe enough to start firing, and then catching him out with the Requiem was sick. Won't quite be the same for the next fight when the Gyro presumably has this Black King bar.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little harder.
That's kind of where I think 9Pandas need to pressure. If they can survive the Requiem from the Shadow Fiend, maybe the Rage usage of Lifesteal, or the BKB from the Primal Beast, that will then give better entry for engagements for 9Pandas. Like the Orchid and the Weaver will feel good. The nice little dodge there. But I think if 9Pandas can just survive the initial blow, that blunt force aggression that one will bring, Tinker will just break open this game. It'll be insane. But it's only if 9Pandas can construct that little bit of cushioning where they don't die in the first wave of the fight. And that's why I think they're very uncomfortable with making moves at the moment, as they know it's really hard to do that when they don't have items. And like Gyrocopter just picked up the BKB, like he's still so far behind that he wishes he had that extra item to assist his team.
You're gonna love this, T, but I'd like to talk about wards for a minute.
Okay.
If we look at this ward on the in the Dire jungle, the Dire ward in the Dire jungle up on that high ground. Yeah, so they've tried to find this with the sentry. I believe it is in the sentry range just about, but because they didn't have any vision up there, they tried like to go all around here to find it, you know, hugging the cliff.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it because they need to hug the other side. So they actually get away just due to where on the high ground this observer is placed.
It might help them out here as they look for Cloud. They did see him for a brief second. Can they find the jump? Oh, they found the jump.
Tinker getting used up. Turo Jr. taking so much damage during this, though. They need to convert on this kill with the Pulverize coming through. They will. Kiyotaka is gone, but they're going to get 2 kills in response to this. Achir and Respect both go down. The March doing so much damage to them in this engagement. And now Cloud having to blink himself away. BKB already used, so a very precarious situation for him. But 9Pandas decide that that is all they're willing to go for here. They will take the small victory in killing the SF and the Batrider, so they get the Tinker, but the cost is pretty high.
Yeah, we got to see the Requiem being a great little counter to that Tinker, but yeah, for one win, using all of that during your Aegis to kill off what, again, top net worth, important kill, not really able to use that to further the game, to take a tower. I think 9Pandas will be relatively happy with that. The net worth also shifting a little bit more towards 9Pandas.
It's 780 damage dealt to that Shadow Fiend by the Tinker's March of the Machines during that fight. 300 dealt to the Batrider who also went down there. I mean, you jump into the fire to get that kill, kind of know you're gonna burn to death, but
if 9Pandas, they can continue this style of play, they are just an item away on Gyrocopter from not having this problem, because Gyrocopter will now be in that position, soaking that jump with a BKB or Satanic turnaround to then utilize what is going to be an insane amount of damage behind him. It's been a very awkward game for 9Pandas, but they in no means are out of it. You always have to respect the turnaround potential and how difficult it is to just progress the map. You go to an area, it says there's 3 marches in your face. It's so unnecessary. Like all the things that Valve could have done to this hero to change it up, and they thought they'd bring back the most pain-inducing spell in the game. What? Why?
Why, Valve? Why have you forsaken us?
I was happy. Like when I read the patch notes and I was like, they can't refresh items. I was like, hallelujah. It's gone. The hero's gone, but then they always find a way, these Tinker players.
Yeah. I mean, this was because of the moaners. All the people, you know, being like, no battle pass, where? No patch. Like, all right, fine. You get March back. You get your patch, but you get March back. Oh, nice stun.
Okay.
Oh, he gets away. Yo, they're going on this. Tinker's coming in. Wow, Kiyotaka's here. Chiro Jr. immediately going for it with the Yules, with the Requiem, and they're gonna be able to bring him down. Kiyotaka is gone once again, caught out by Chiro Jr. The mid matchup. Well, he is going to trade his life for it once again. They've lost Chiro Jr. Trading Solo and Kiyotaka for it. Respect jumping in, full staff lasso out onto the Centaur. Get him up onto that high ground and push him down. Kind of making the kill a little bit awkward here as Cloud can't really get to the guy, but he'll die eventually, I'm sure. Oh, there we go. Pulverized to bring him down. Well, yeah, they'll kill him.
Kiyotaka's got to be a little bit careful. When you have 17,000 of your team's net worth on your shoulders, and you're dying in these kind of crazy positions, just not respecting the yours setup. At any minute, Shadow Fiend can blink on top of you, yours Requiem. The Monkey King as well went for the yours. So from the tree line, when you can't see anyone, also compress it. Kiyotaka, he's getting punished. He... making the game a little bit difficult for his team, I feel. And one when they take every kill that they can, and this time around, they got just enough kills to actually convert on a little bit of that map pressure. That will always be the kind of the get out of jail card for 9Pandas, is if the Tinker does go down, they are using so much to kill him that they at least can maybe like kill the Shadow Fiend from his positioning or get some type of kill that gives them a little bit of hope for the next fight.
Yeah, I think
like
the
I said,
SF and the Tinker both playing BKB-less is what's making this game kind of fun to watch, because they both just run in and kill each other. Well, the Shadow Fiend runs in and kills Kiyotaka, then the Shadow Fiend dies because he has no BKB. Like they're giving their lives. Give your hearts. But BKBs will be coming up soon for the both of them. Tinker almost at his, Shadow Fiend almost at his, so the dynamic of the fights is going to change quite substantially from this. Sayu does get blown up by Munkushi. I mean, these kills aren't nothing as well, you know, this Weaver's kind of... Oh, it's not anymore. He was trying to be a core earlier. With the kind of 3 deaths he's just had, he decides like, okay, maybe I am a support, and starts going in for the Lotus Orb. Interesting change-ups. I've seen a lot of interesting change-ups in the builds from these guys. Tinker, after he built the Blink Dagger, queued up a BKB. Almonds decided to go for it, then he was like, yeah, maybe I can go Kaya and Arcane Blink instead.
That BKB
Same with the Weaver, was looking for Maelstrom, Gleipnir sort of build, then went back for Lotus Orb.
One when they do have it covered though, right? Tinker just completed the BKB, and one when's early game counters have been the Yules and Monkey King Shadow Fiend. But as we enter the mid to late game, the Bat Rider with his Blink Dagger, he's going to have to step up. And this is now his time to shine. He had a relatively quiet game, but if he can jump on in, grab the Tinker during that BKB, bring him to the life center that also has the Basher, you're going to be getting that kill. You're going to be able to further threaten 9Pandas in what has already been a relatively one-sided game in regards to the engagements. And now 9Pandas aiming on the smoke. They have the item timings that we've been talking about. Can they find a step? They need to get Centaur onto a big jump. They need to find that.
Yeah.
I
do just want to add on to that Bat Rider point that with the defense matrix, it does make it really hard to catch the Tinker with Lasso, right?
That is true. If you absorb the shield, strong dispel, he is going to be able to get out of there. But Dark Lord, he has Satanic as well. Come on, this is going to have to be the fight.
Great pop. Scuttling forwards on the Weaver. Observer is planted. It is seen by the sentry off the Radiant. Both teams fully set up for this Roshan, who isn't respawning for another 1 minute 40. So it could potentially be 2 fights here if they initiate onto Cloud. The Primal Beast has to pop the BKB and try to get himself away. He's got so much crap on him though, as they'll pop the Stampede as well. Solo going very far into the front lines. Mankushi finds his target in Dark Lord. Gonna pop the Rage as well, just trying to open up for his team to find an opportunity to take this fight. There's not really one offering. A 4-staff available. He's got Infest if he wants it. He's going to use it onto Cloud here, and he's going to hitch a ride out of this fight. A lot of resources used here for one win. 9 Pandas as well, throwing a decent amount into this engagement. Nobody going down.
That's a fight of so much discipline. At 9 Pandas, they poke the Primal BKB, they reset. Solo as well. During the Stampede, he runs into the middle of the fight. He doesn't use his Tombstone, and then he walks back to his team as well. There was a lot of respect. And they see the Monkey King for a second. They are trying to catch him. But with the Simeon Stride facet, plus the Tranquils, no problems at all. Even Tombstone to try and catch him.
What's he?
Okay,
Why?
he's just
This is so obnoxious. They go into the Gyro though. Gyro's going to be that target. He pops a BKB though. Tries to get the turnaround. Taking so much damage. Pulverize going to come through with the life stealer. I'm not sure he can survive through this. Dark Lord though. He is going to live. Gets off the Satanic. Gets the turnaround and heals himself back up. No one falling as of yet. Everybody's so low as Sweden Strong. Finally going to get caught on the sideline. A laser puts him down. Monkey gets killed off. And Alberca tries to find something here on the front lines, but that's not going to work. My god, these fights, there's so much happening, so many spells being thrown, and nobody dying. Only the Monkey King falling in this, but this does mean that 9 Pandas are going to hold the air and potentially get themselves a Roshan here.
I mean, there was such a cool engagement from one window, right? Like the way that they played it out, Sweden Strong with the confidence of how he plays his Monkey King, jumping across the trees. He knows 9 Pandas are hunting for him. He doesn't get hit by the Tombstone. He throws out a stun as well to say, haha, you didn't get me. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, One Wind jumped the gyrocopter to try and kill off during the confusion, right? Because like, your team is communicating to find the Monkey King. You're not going to then instantly be able to react to the gyrocopter. There's going to be that kind of natural human response. And One Wind, they were trying to capitalize on it. They didn't have the damage. And of course, the Satanic on gyrocopter, tanky enough to turn it around. But only Monkey King dying, well, that could have been so much worse for either team. If Gyro dies, One Wind have Roshan control. If the Monkey King died quicker, maybe 9 Pandas could have done a bit more, but you know, fair play to both teams. That was a lot of discipline on either side to react accordingly. And Roshan, it is now available. The teams are ready.
So many things to point out in that fight as well. The defense matrix from the Tinker buying the Gyro, the time he needed to get off the BKB Satanic was really the game changer there. Solo now has a shard as well, so has the potential for those Tombstone saves. We know how good he is with those. There's once again Sweden Strong jumping in. Oh, his tree's gone though. The Tombstone gets dropped on his head and he is gonna fall. Sweden Strong gone. Do you still want to try this one win? Looks like they do. Respect coming in, round the side, lasso out onto the Centaur. Chira Jr. goes for the Requiem. It doesn't do the damage, but it does get the fear. Alberca is going to fall here, but now they'll jump in and get a bit of revenge. They want to fight this on the side of 9 Pandas. One win on the retreat. Cloud, though, he is the target. He's got a rocket upon him. He has got a BKB to use here. Probably going to have to throw it down as once again, Respect jumps in. They're going to go here onto Kiyotaka. They're trying to bring him down as the Pulverize messes with the frontliners, just locking down Solo, but Kiyotaka absolutely fine, bouncing around the fight, and finally finish off Cloud with about the 10th laser into that Primal Beast. Respect now on the run as he runs towards the tree line. Orchid's out onto him. Blink Dagger away though means that he might just be able to TP out from this one, but Kiyotaka is giving chase. Respect deep in the tree line, trying to get away. Oh, Kiyotaka doesn't connect. But still, another win for 9 Pandas as they drag themselves back into this game.
Feel the frustrations there, and like for Undying, I feel like Solo's just playing a game of like really hard battleships. Every tree is a little tile for him to try and hit a sink, or and he's got his Tombstone. It's like he's hitting the tree, he doesn't hit the bottom, he hits the top, and because of that they're able to take Roshan quicker. There's not as much of a contest. The fights are so chaotic, and at this point it really could go either way. It's like, did we see the efficiencies of One Wind in that fight? We didn't do it, right? Like, it's a lot of resources thrown onto a Centaur, so Gyrocopter and Tinker could shine. Undying wasn't pressured, and in a different fight, a different realm, they want to find a jump on a bigger hero. Like, using everything for Centaur just isn't the correct game plan, and 9 Pandas, they're going to try and replicate that every single time.
It's Torment again, Shard for Cloud, so he gets to throw some rocks around in the fight. Usually not a very impactful Shard, but it has its moments. Any big item timings which are going to change these fights again, because, you know, we talked about it before, the double BKB is coming out. We knew things were going to change, but I didn't expect it to be so good for 9Pandas. These long fights just seem to favor them pretty massively.
Yeah, the explosive capabilities of One Win have been kind of, you know, nullified just a little bit. But it's also, have we seen that clean jump from them where the life stealers inside a bat or a primal getting onto a, like the gyrocopter? Of course, defense matrix from Tinker is being so potent, and having that strong dispel when it pops, being able to just assist people is pushing the gyrocopter a little bit deeper into engagements where without the Tinker, he wouldn't want to stand close to his opponent. When they're trying to answer it, right, you've got the Yules for this spell, you've got Nullifies as well to try and dispel it before the shield takes all its damage. Like, they are building the dispels to deal with it. It's just, now that you have the resources, set up that engagement, and it is really, really hard. We spoke about how Gyrocopter just didn't have a game, but you look at his items now, he is very healthy. He has all the game he needs to be able to step up and be the carry that wants to take the ranks. Yeah, the steps of the high ground.
Very literally. There we go. Dark Lord starts clicking away. Not to mention no Linkins, nothing like that to protect him from the Bat Rider or from the Primal Beast, but he's got the Tinker and the Undying behind him to help him with that. Not to mention Lotus Orb being thrown out, so doesn't super need it. Here we go, Lasso comes down. They're just trying to drop everything onto the Gyrocopter, but in comes a save from Solo. It's going to get him to safety and give him the chance to get off this BKB, but in comes the Requiem. Doesn't matter. Dark Lord gets the BKB up, starts pounding away at them with the Satanic, but the Polarize going to come through. They need to stop this Gyrocopter destroying their whole team. They might be able to do so, but look at the march. Look at the machines. They're coming on in. Mankushi, he's all alone trying to take on Dark Lord, and that's just not going to work out. The ground control, it's too good for 9Pandas. It's going to keep their Gyrocopter alive for the second life, but that said, still looking okay for One Win. They take the Aegis away from the Gyrocopter and they force them off the high ground. So how are you feeling about that one, T?
Oh, you want the good news or the bad news now, man?
You give me the bad news first and then soften the blow after.
So the current rate of 9Pandas high ground siege, it took them 1 Aegis to get half a Rax, 3 Rax, 6 Roshans, 7th Roshan to win the game. We're about 7 Roshans away from 9Pandas winning this game.
Okay. That's gonna be a while then.
Yeah, One Win. Their high ground defense is so exceptional. You lasso the gyro, you nullify the defense, so then he can't strong dispel. You drag him back, you punish him. Like in that fight as well, Gyrocopter used the Satanic very early on. So after the Tombstone, he didn't actually have Satanic running, which could have been his turnaround moment. If he had Satanic then, it's an entirely different story, right? Like he's flacking throughout the Monkey King Wukong. He's pushing back the entirety of One Win whilst healing up. But in the moment of desperation to keep the Gyrocopter alive, they kind of didn't layer it perfectly. And of course, One Win, they're going to, capitalize on that every single day. And yeah, it's back to being, an even game. It's who jumps who.
It is what it comes down to. It's really awkward for One Win if these fights do drag out. It's so difficult to play into this Tombstone, into this March of the Machines. If 9Pandas decide to retreat from a fight, it feels like they can just do so without really needing to fear being chased, because if you chase into the Tombstone and the March, then you're going to have a bad time.
Is there any big talents that we're also waiting for? Of course, the game as it goes later. Soon to hit 25. Not really.
I'm excited to see if Monkey takes 0 cooldown Primal Spring, because then we're just going to have 0 cooldown Tree Dance and 0 cooldown Primal Spring. That sounds neat.
Twinstrong's quite a cheeky lad when he plays Monkey King. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it.
Is under attack.
I haven't seen it yet. I keep talking about it, but I'm yet to see it.
We've just clicking across the heroes, and it kind of feels like we're less about the individual moments right now. It's just really about what do they do, and they do go for the 0 primal spin. So he can, if he wants to, just He can just be anywhere. He is a scuffed tinker. They got their own little tinker now.
That's a reach, but sure, I'll take it. Monkey tinker.
We're 41 minutes into a game that could easily last like 4 hours, so I'm starting to reach early.
It's so hard to see either team being able to
top.
decisively finish this.
This is the type of play that I expect from one win. And when the game goes to a little bit of a stalemate, it takes that one smoke, that one ward to catch a tinker off guard when he doesn't have the matrix in play. And he is just going to get 100 to 0. Of course, Tinker's item progression since then, he's got the Lincolns, he's got a Hex. Like, he is such a team fight hero. Shutting him down early will be key.
Respect and Solo put eyes on each other in the jungle there. Respect jumps forwards, but doesn't want to force staff in for the lasso, which is probably fair enough. I think a fight there doesn't go their way. Too many TP points. Too many saves available for 9 Pandas. And initiating that hard and the support probably isn't going to work out too well for you. Dark Lord wants to be able to get that initiation himself, so is going for the Swift Blink. Does now have it. We'll pick it up immediately, trading buyback for it. Tied pretty much in net worth with Munkushi. But if Munkushi does get on Dark Lord in these fights, then I am expecting the Lifestealer to do pretty well in that. What does the ideal teamfight scenario look like for 9 Pandas?
For 9 Pandas?
It's pretty obvious for one win, yeah.
For 9 Pandas, it's either you find the jump before they jump you, pre-rage, and just blow them up with Hex. Like they're kind of doing now, but running into a monkey is never good.
It's not. Zero Primal Spring as well, so he doesn't even need trees to jump around the map anymore. Of course, will cost him a chunk of mana every time he does it, but
the annoying thing for 9 Pandas, it's like not for 9 Pandas, but how they present fight. It's always like Dark Lord wants to put himself in a position of yo, try and kill me, and then Solo will have the Tombstone save. There'll be a Lotus Orb from the Weaver, or the defense matrix from the Tinker. Like they have so much to push forward. And their fight is just by showing themselves as they do.
Yeah, immediately the fight breaking out. Requiem on top of everybody with the BKBs. I'm talking about it too much. Dark Lord trying to stand his ground, but everybody from the side of one win is upon him. But just like that, they back themselves away, decide to bail from the fight, and somehow are able to do so without losing a single hero. What are these fights? These are insane. Like the initiation into the... Like they're both so good at disengaging from these fights.
I think for one win, it's if they don't find that clean jump, why would they want to follow up? Like the Requiem did near to nothing. He feared a couple heroes, the other heroes BKB'd, and at that point it's like, well, we've not utilized our mid lane into great success. We just should reset. And same thing for 9 Pandas. If they aren't able to find a kill within their BKB timings, their front line will start to crumble. When that crumbles, it opens up opportunities to find Tinker, and yeah, both teams showing so much respect. Some might argue if they watch the replay, is there too much respect getting shown? But in the moment, both these teams, it is game 1 of a grand finals. They don't want to be the one that falters in the fight and gives away a free win to their opponent.
Interesting. There is now a refresh orb available for Chira Jr. Fighting now with the BKBs down could be absolutely huge for them, and that's what they're going to try and do. Solo getting jumped upon here, but with the Stampede, actually going to be able to get away from this one. Batrider almost misinitiates, but gets the 4 staff away, so won't get stunned up and killed. Both supports surviving that very aggressive positioning in these fights, and the longer we wait, the sooner we are for the BKBs to come back. Dark Lord tries to get poked here by the monkey. Doesn't come through, and now the BKBs are back online for everybody. It's going to be really hard for one win to convert.
I really hope the observer isn't just looking at Tinker, because I've tried listening to Tinker play during this clutch moment, and all I hear is rearm, matrix, rearm, march, matrix. It's so hard to listen to. One win though, their position,
everybody's inside their little hamster balls. Like, look at this gyrocopter. He's been Lotus, he's been hamster balled, he's even had a Lincoln's from the Tinker as well. Very well predicted. And now into the pit we shall go. 9 Pandas gonna start on Roshan. The Roar of Retribution. Let's one win know what's afoot. We'll start heading over. Tombstone is down though for quite a long time. Will be Roshan looking like it's going to fall here. They can't fight. They want to go in though. They're going to try and fight this, but I'm not sure that's advisable. Immediately, they're going to lose half their health on Clouds. He has to back himself away. BKB still not being used from his primal beast. Again, very disciplined from OneWin, not overcommitting to the fight. They find Sweden strong in the backlines though. 9Pandas chasing for more here. Very tricky for them to do so. Tinker on the run, Hex available, going to use it onto the bat. But immediately Monkushi turning around, looking for the fight. They're going to try and go for this one. Kiyotaka's going to be that target. Cloud tries to bring him down, misses the pole fight though. They've lost the bat rider, but in comes Sophia onto the Gyro. Gyro's first life is gone just like that. And they find Kiyotaka as well. The two big cores taken on down. Gyro coming back from round number 2. Swift link away onto the high ground, just trying to bring down the bat rider. Will be forced to stand his ground here by the looks of it. BKB available with the Satanic. OneWin though. They're just going to try and stay on top of him for now. Monkushi taking hits, dealing damage, and now the BKB is over from Dark Lord, and with it, his life will go down. OneWin, they lose to Roshan, but they take the fight.
They didn't even kill the Batrider. 9Pandas, after taking the Roshan, they make this like epic chase down the lane to try and find OneWin on the retreat. But they overplayed their hand. The Tinker, he wasn't backed up by his team. The speed in which he was able to get to OneWin. Undying wasn't there, the Weaver wasn't there. Thank God we're going to see a replay. And look at him, look at the minimap. Kiyotaka all by himself, BKBing. Now we finally see the rest of the team coming in. But like Tombstone's on cooldown, that's a really important save. The speed in which one was able to capitalize on the positioning of Tinker, get that kill. Like in Gyrocopter as well, doesn't get BKB Satanic off, uses it after. That was not the fight from 9Pandas. Like they got a little bit carried away. That Aegis gave them too much momentum, but they tripped up on their own feet and just fell flat into what OneWin can do. OneWin have struggled to execute in the fights because of the positioning of this Tinker, amping up his team. But when he's at the front, it's an entirely different story. 9Pandas, this was not the fight for them to lose. They were doing so well, masterfully crafting every little engagement to be on their terms, their positioning. And they throw it all away. I feel
like the Gyrocopter needed to pop the BKB flat cannon on the first life to stop himself getting feared and
don't talk about the No, but you're alright. Yeah, pressing BKB also would have helped.
Didn't want to do it on his first life, which is very understandable, but well, that's going to mean that OneWin get themselves a lane of barracks. The first lane of barracks in this game is going to go to them. And that's the kind of graph you want to see in a best of 5 grand finals game 1. Goodness me.
Ooh. Now we step back, wait for another Roshan. So what was it? The average Roshans? I said it was 7, so now we're 6 Roshans away from 9Pandas winning.
They're on the clock. It's a very, very slow clock, but they're on it. Yeah, Shadow Fiend also going for the 25 talent off the Feast of Souls, granting plus 40% cast speed. Means that he can jump into the fights, and again, how do you BKB off that? You can't react to that. It's too quick.
Yeah, it's with the refresher as well. He provides so much teamfight control, where the value of BKB for 9Pandas is so high. If you ever waste a BKB, expect to be feared for an unhealthy amount of time. You're running away from that engagement whilst you're also getting chased down. They are so farmed on both teams. It's 50 minutes into the game and there's not a drop of gold separating the two teams. I said this like 15 minutes ago. This game is not about the items that you buy. It's about the positioning and how you set it up. Like every team has all the tools to kill off their opponent.
It's about Tinker versus Shadow Fiend. It's about Chiro Jr. versus Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka been such a standout player for 9Pandas, and here they just need him to give them a little bit more to get that back into it as they move forward. Cloud, he's going to find the ideal pulverize coming down onto the Gyrocopter. Everything being used to bring down the Gyro, and they will do it. Buyback is available, but a huge kill here and a huge opportunity for OneWin. The Tombstone's going to buy Solo a little bit of time as Kiyotaka on the sideline being jumped by Swedenstrong, has to back himself away. They'll go in though. Gyrocopter is back. He wants to take this fight. He needs to take this fight, but Cloud, refresher, pulverize. It's out into the Gyrocopter. He needs some help, or he's going to dive back into this. Doesn't get off the Satanic. It's a dive back for the Gyrocopter, and the whole game is blasted wide open for 9Pandas as they start to just clear this fight off. Actually, somehow they come back into it. Kiyotaka blasting through them now. The BKBs are down. That's a team wipe. It goes the other direction. There's too much damage coming out from the Tinker, from the Centaur. When those BKBs drop, suddenly it gets really, really possible for Nine Pandas.
I better see a sea of OS Frogs in chat. No matter what you do to this hero, he still seems to be an absolute horrendous existing Tinker. But that was also such a bad fight for Nine Pandas that became so good because Tinker 1v9. At the start, Gyrocopter gets picked up by the Primal Beast. The Shadow Fiend Requiem pushed the Undying away, so the Tombstone save was not in play. He was fit up the entire time. And then you fast forward into Gyrocopter, buybacks dives again, but everything was focused on win. Kill the Gyro, he used buyback. No one even thought about entertaining to lock down this Tinker. And he was able to free cast his spells the entire time. Alpaca also had the Aghanims to try and pick up the Gyrocopter that he squandered in the middle of that engagement.
Yeah, picked up some random, I think a Weaver or something.
I don't think he picked up anything. It was, that was not the greatest, but again, one win, they focused on the Gyrocopter. They cared about the carry, but in doing so, of course, Tinker, with the items that he has, he can destroy a fight. Nine Pandas.
What a crazy turnaround mid-fight that was. I thought for sure the game was over for one win once they killed that Gyro. I thought they were out of damage, but Centaur, late game, absolute beast. And Tinker, late game, absolutely ridiculous. The lasers, the march, just way too much being dealt. I mean, click on any of these heroes and it's just like 1,000 damage plus from laser. It's actually just laser, the pure damage. Bouncing around that fight, doing way too much. Otaka, man. You can never count him out.
We're just learning a very key thing against this version of Tinker. It's like
1,600. Okay, bro.
It's just so much pure damage. It's like all we've learned is Tinker still is the same hero, just mechanically it is harder, right? You need to play around your blinks a little bit better. You need to play around everything with just more class. You cannot simply be the spam rearmor, do everything. But if you're in the right hands, look at what it can do. If you're not shut down, free casting your spells, you're gonna make lost fights very quickly won. But we saw Nine Pandas at the high ground before. This wasn't the nicest place for them to fight. It's a choke point. Tinker can't really blink in deep using his spells. Of course, he doesn't have rockets anymore to spam from the low ground. One win. Surely they can find the Tinker. They did it before.
That's a problem. Like, if you don't find the Gyrocopter as well, then, it feels like it's whack-a-mole. If you smack one mole, the other one's going to come up and get you. They need to find a way to somehow simultaneously take both of them out of the fights, kill one,
and I really hope
distract the other.
No, but I hope Solo goes go for the BKB. Like when he finished the pipe, the Requiem Fear has been stopping him from making the clutch plays that allowed them to beat Na'Vi in that second game, and I think he is actually looking to go for it. If he can press that pre-Requiem, Tombstone will be so impactful. When they have
so much save now as well. And they have an Aghanims on their Weaver, by the way. So all three of the 3, 4, 5 heroes on the side of Nine Pandas have a really, really strong save. Tombstone on the Undying, Time-Lapse on the Weaver, Workhorse on the Centaur. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating the Centaur save a little bit. It didn't look amazing with the last one, but they're going to start the fight immediately. But once again, the Lotus Sword doing so much work, messing up their initiation. They find Solo on the backlines. They're going to Rapid him. Maybe not time to look for the refresher, but the stun is perfectly timed. Chiro Jr., he might not be able to get off the second Requiem. He does just in time and heals up to full because of it. But is it going to matter? In goes the Workhorse. Alpaca just trying to get himself out of the fight, but he doesn't need to. They've already taken down Chiro Jr. for a second time. Stuns out. Cloud surviving through it all, turning it around with the Pulverize onto the Gyrocopter. Not going to matter. Respect now throwing his life into it here as they're just trying to bring him down. This teeny tiny little baby lifestealer doing so much work to kill off the Gyrocopter. What am I looking at? Now chasing down the Centaur as Cloud Cunning flies in once again, looking for the Centaur. Gets the kill. It's a 4-4 Munkushi. You couldn't even see him in the fight. Duty man a Shrink Raise upon him, but it was enough to get the kills. And now 3 down on the side of Nine Pandas, all without buyback.
And all of them were alive, so they just got to push out that lane, play together, and they know the Centaur used buyback. They know that Gyrocopter used it in the fights prior, so there's 2 big heroes dead for a minute. 1 win. This is their chance If they can find the Tinker with his teammates dead, you kill him off, he doesn't have buyback. That should be the game. But if they can't break down the high ground during this window, of course, 9 Pandas will very much want to play out this game a little bit longer.
Look at how, even without buyback, with all his teammates dead, Kiyotaka's still just in the front lines, blasting away at them, threatening them.
He does not
That's what he needs to do. In goes respect, Blink away, he gets himself out, but they are going to lose the Weaver for this. One hero left alive. How broken is Tinker? Not broken enough, I think.
Okay,
Jumping
baby,
in,
this is a true
Imperial
test.
to himself. The Ancient is exposed. This should be the end. Surely this is it. Kiyotaka doing what he can, trying to do what he can here, but it won't be enough. The Ancient goes down. Everybody held their breath there.
If he can get through that aggression, get to his items, and 1v9 this game, because the journey there will be difficult. Storm will hunt for him.
Sayu.
Yeah, and already the hunt is going out. Can Munkushi get the first blood? That would be pretty useful. What a great start for the Anti-Mage, at least. We're saying that it needs to be his game, and he gets a first blood? Okay.
Yeah, pretty nice there. I mean, one of these heroes which just got an innate as a passive ability and already has mana break and blink, so can be super, super deadly in these level 1 engagements. 9 Pandas already getting humbled a little bit here. Will this just be the outstanding anti-mage game? Will we see Munkushi? I mean, last game it was a Kiyotaka show. Didn't quite close the deal on his Tinker. Now it's going to be Munkushi's show. Of course, it could be anybody's games. Anybody has the potential to pop off. Like, whilst they have the Anti-Mage into Storm matchup, I do still feel like there's a decent amount of freedom for the Kiyotaka in these fights. You mentioned it as well. You know, it's like Avalanche, Lasso, like, they can be annoying, but it's not enough that you really want to see against the Storm.
9 Pandas, their entire game plan will just be every move you make, just either pressure the Anti-Mage or break down the map enough that you don't care that he's hit a potential timing. Because any early move, Anti-Mage won't be there. So I expect 9 Pandas to play active. Like, I don't want to see this Morphling only hitting creeps. I want to see him use that Twin Gate, maybe get that Dragon Lance or maybe the early Yasha to then go through, just overwhelm. The whole thing about Anti-Mage is overwhelm him in the early game. He hates joining early fights. Sure, against Storm, there's an argument that he might at least look for it, but with 4 points in Chakra Magic from the Keeper of Light, I would be surprised if there will be, glaringly obvious opportunities for the Anti-Mage to hit that quick mana void, but this is a very, very cool game too. It's just a perfect test for Munkushi as a carry player. And top lane isn't going to be very easy for him though, right? Like, you're playing into Illuminate spam. At the moment there's Atrofiora, but he will eventually get the Firestorm. So the lane will just be spammed into his face, which, sure, he will free farm. But also it means that Underlord and Kotal will have a free ride to their first round of items.
Which is nice as an Underlord, to be fair. This hero is make or break in the laning phase. Some games he just gets absolutely bullied and dies really early on, maybe at level 2, to a Batrider and an Anti-Mage, which is exactly what's going to happen here. They will bring him down. As Kiyotaka in the middle lane, having to run away from the tiny. He needs a couple more clicks just as the bottle comes through from Kiyotaka. This is going to be able to live through that, but very, very close to getting a solo kill in the middle lane for Tira Jr.
Now I just realized Underlord doesn't have stick. He started the lane against Batrider without a stick, and in that position, if he has it in play to throw out another Firestorm, to buy time for another Illuminate, it's maybe
straight
a slight,
to jail.
Yeah, slight itemization blunder there from Albuquerque to enable him to truly play out this lane, well. But yeah,
I think you literally said last game. Yeah, both these guys have sticks. Playing against a Batrider, if you don't have one, it's illegal. So, unfortunately, Officer T-Gov is on the case. His solo's going to get brought down by Sweden. Strong and Cloud down on the bottom side. Dark Lord looking in trouble as well. He's running out of strength here. Only has a little bit left to work with. Sweden Strong continuing to chase. Geminate's going to be available for the next hit, but can't quite close the gap. Doesn't want to dive on that one. So the Morphling will survive for the time being.
Very strong start for one win. You're taking those early kills, bringing it to the lane, making sure they go aggressive. Solo overstepping his mark a little bit bot lane. The damage from the swarm with the thunderclap, you got slows, you get right clicks. It's not as tanky as you would expect the ET to be. Your bonus armor is just not enough. It's probably not the ideal entry to this game, right? Kiyotaka already said like he kind of ran away from mid lane a little bit, nearly dying. We've got side lane deaths.
Yeah, it's been pretty chaotic.
The other thing as well with this draft for 9 Pandas, if they don't stabilize their lanes and maybe take a slight lead, then one would just farm up and it's hard to kill, right? Like Brew will get to Radiance, Anti-Mage will have like uncontested Battle Fury looking at Manta. But 9 Pandas, they have to make sure that they are the aggressors, and so far they're not really able to do it too much as they just keep getting poked down.
Yeah, you need to be finding kills with this Coddle Storm combo. That's why they've picked it to be active on the map. If they just lose the laning phase so hard that they can't do that, they're going to have some serious issues. And Albaca looking like he might be dropping again here. Respect just tipping him down. The stick is there this time, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. And Sayu as well, being dived under the tower. Respect showing absolutely none of it to Sayu. They will eventually give up the chase here, realizing that trading their HP for all this is probably not going to be worthwhile, but still a ton of pressure being placed, and Mancusi with an incredible start to the game on this anti-mage.
Iron is kind of owning the top lane. Constant sticky napalm kills and kills. They do everything. He's got 2-point napalm, 1-point flame break. Going back now to retreat to make some stacks, and yeah, 4 kills now as the 5-minute mark comes into.
And it's not the kind of
Kiyotaka in the mid lane.
Oh,
he just got solo killed.
Gets brought down.
Oh, crash landing. He just hits 1 toss, 1 avalanche, and a tree throw in. What a horrendous start to the game for 9 Pandas. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Giving away the first blood, dying in lanes because you don't have stick, and overextension in the bot lane. Right? I take back what I said, boys. Maybe 9 Pandas' speed of their draft has. They've already hit the brakes.
I mean, to be fair, the Storm was doing very well mid, so this kill was kind of like an equalizing kill in the middle lane. Obviously, still a huge disaster for Kiyotaka, who was looking on track to kind of demolish this lane and then start to take over the game. A death pre-level 6, always going to hurt Storm. They're even looking to go in for another one here. Sweden Strong hiding just around the corner from this ward. Will now show himself. Kiyotaka sees everything. Doesn't react, though. Getting jumped by Chura Jr. The Electric Vortex comes down. He hits level 6 from the creep wave as well. And all of a sudden, this could go terribly wrong for 1 winner, though. Sweden Strong still trying to deliver the damage onto Kiyotaka on the sidelines. And despite the 2 support rotations in... Oh, Sweden Strong's the one to grab the haste rune. Kiyotaka's going to be miserable about that. Not getting that 6-minute power
as well.
rune.
He's got 17-1 on Sweden Strong. That's why he's trying to be a little bit cheeky. Doesn't go up the high ground though. Respects that sentry.
First game on the Monkey King, just annoying 9 Pandas to no limit. This game on the Weaver, looking to do the exact same thing. Man, Sweden Strong, this guy, he's having a series and a half so far.
A very, very good series. And straight back to bot lane. Nearly killing Dark Lord with the crit, but also top lane Albaca. Every time we look at this lane, he's just dying. And
kind of dead. Yeah. The Respect will die for it this time around, thanks to rotation in from Solo, but still, 2 support rotations and you're unable to keep your offlaner alive. Oh, Chira's looking for it, but Solo spots him out. He might be old, but he's still got them reactions, but still won't be able to close the gap here. Yeah, crash landing's crazy for the target you throw them on. Kiyotaka, though, still feeling pretty good to just kind of stack this up here. Static Remnant is going to be able to come out. I think Chiri Jr. might just be dead. Oh my god, Solo! You got to be careful, my friend. And now Chiri Jr. going for the deny. Won't be able to get it. Kiyotaka, nice timing on the right click there. Mancusi comes in from the sidelines, though. Massive, massive mana void coming out, blowing up Kiyotaka and Albaca. Okay. And they'll take down Sayu as well. And, well... It's a good thing it's the best of 5, T.
This is horrendous. This is terrible for 9 Pandas. Their lanes, they've lost all 3 lanes. I'm saying that against an anti-mage. Like, all of the hype for 9 Pandas was going to be like stable laning into getting 6 on Storm, moving around, early Witchblade, find kills. But none of that's happened at all. They've squandered everything. Everything is just falling to pieces. And Tiny, when he gets an early lead in these games with that crash landing facet, how much, it does too much damage. He put 2 tosses onto ET and he's basically dead. And Mancusi, he went for the Orbital Corrosion build, of course, in laning phase to further find that chase down on Albuquerque. And that is always going to be the issue with an Underlord. As much as it's very cool in concept that you farm well, you are useless in laning phase. You Firestorm, you push out waves, but if you ever die, your comeback potential is just farming. And respect, he is farming so many stacks.
I was thinking this might be for the anti-mage, but
No,
respect
no.
says
Yeah,
I want
take
my
it
blue
yourself.
dagger.
What will be the comeback mechanism now for 9 Pandas? They don't really have a game on any hero. Storm Spirit, he's going to need to find a kill somehow.
I love this. Using the toss onto the Weaver with the amplified damage. How much was that? Okay, nice casual 454 damage dealt from 1 toss. Okay, all right, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think this
Just
this facet
throwing
might get,
shit around. That's his gameplay at this point.
might get toned down just a little bit in a future ladder patch. 6,000 gold lead at 9 minutes. What the... I don't think many people anticipated like this level. Sure, with like Brew Weaver lanes and Batrider lanes, and like there's chance to outplay, but to outplay this hard is extremely impressive as they now bring 4 heroes to the bot lane to Dark Lord.
Yep, they want to bring down the Dark Lord, and they're not going to have to get through any Hellcruxes to do that. The Morphling is dead on the bottom side. Cloud claims the kill. Nobody is allowed to have a game in this game 2. 1 win. They want to stamp their tickets with blood.
And they are doing it near flawlessly. Just playing the limits of their heroes, understanding what fights they can take, how to be aggressive, and I cannot emphasize how underwhelming 9 Pandas lineup is. If you don't farm well and set the pace of the game, what pickoff do you have? Morph needs to farm. Underlord doesn't play for pickoffs. Kotal ET want to amp up the damage of your cores, and if your cores don't have a game, there is no game to play, and that is exactly what 9 Pandas are struggling with. They're 4 heroes farming like an ancient camp at 10 minutes. This is no... I did not expect it to be this like one-sided, but yeah, again, 1 win. Like Batrider's soon got a Blink Dagger. They're smoking up us too. They're trying to find something, but... Wow. Yeah, Batrider, 11-minute Blink Dagger now. Tiny as well with the Blink Dagger. Who's going to die to this, though? Double Blink reveal.
I've seen mids get slower Blink Dagger. I mean, in fact, mids quite often get slower Blink Daggers than this on Batrider. This is so insane for 1 win.
Battle Fury's only 400 gold away. The whole concept of like the farming into mid game, that's not even a thing for 1 win anymore. They're already deep into it. 9 Pandas are still, they're at like the 2-minute mark, it feels like, of this game. They're just walking to lanes and they got nothing.
Dire Ward sees so much here. They can get whoever they want.
Well,
They're going to go for the big
Pizza Party
target as well. They want to try and bring down them both, actually greeting out right now. 1 win, going for Sayu and going for Albuquerque at the same time. But Storm jumping in on this. He's got to be careful because Mancusi's nearby with a Mana Void available, but they're going to get the return kill on to respect. Albuquerque will fall though, and Storm, he needs to keep his distance. He can't be anywhere near Mancusi right now. Dark Lord's come to this, and I'm not sure this is a fight you want, but he's going to be able to get himself away pretty easily. And that will be that.
Look how active 1 win are being. Like this anti-mage, he doesn't have Battle Fury, but he's still joining so many fights. And I think 9 Pandas were lucky to not to lose more there, especially with how many heroes came to try and find the pickoff. They're jumping onto Sweden Strong. They have the dust and will be a dead Weaver. A streak as well.
Yeah,
there are 2 streaks in
be
play.
happy about that one.
Anti-mage and Weaver both have streaks. Weaver just lost his. Maybe that could be an opportunity for 9 Pandas. If you smoke up, get a kill on these heroes that have a little bit more economy available when you get the kill.
Yeah, they kind of need to go to Kiyotaka or maybe Dark Lord, but I feel like you want those kills on Kiyotaka, get him those streaks, and he might have a game. And with this Kotal,
I realized earlier I kind of misspoke when I said Switchblade. I kind of meant Orchid for Storm. In this game against Anti-Mage, if you get Orchid pre-Manta, you kill him 2-3 times, it hurts everything. And he is relatively close on Storm Spirit. The issue is how bad the start of the game is. That window to utilize this Orchid, you're going to have, rather than maybe 5 to 6 minutes, you're going to have only a couple to get this kill. And of course, Sayu holding Kiyotaka's hand in the jungle, trying to get him there as quick as possible. A cornucopia away from 9Pandas, maybe entering this game with a little bit of aggression that on their terms, but again, will be very, very difficult. One win, are not afraid to push out waves, so those creeps will be barreling into your towers whilst you're smoking. It's going to be pretty hard to actually go find that anti-mage.
Yeah, we did talk about how one win, you know, if they were in an equal or behind game, their ability to cut waves and shove waves in would be really, really useful. And when you're this far ahead, the logic still applies. It's just always a good thing to have on your team. It's going to put even more pressure onto 9Pandas, force them into their side of the map, and make it really hard for the Storm to utilize this Orchid, even if he does get it soon, which it looks like he's going to. But at the same time, Anti-Mage, Monkushi picked up the Battle Fury, so Monkushi's ready to farm up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A lot of damage given from Adam as well, as they see Solo. They're going to go in for the Elder Titan. The toss back on to the Brewmaster, and a couple of clubs from Brewmaster's stick will take down Solo. A small kill, but a deep kill, which is also going to result in a tower for them. Another great move from one win as the lasso comes out onto Sayu. Junior's here as well. The right click comes through. Respect grabs him. The blink, dagger, and lasso finding the extra kill. Exactly what you want to be seeing from this Batrider pick.
You just don't get to play Dota in this game. Kiyotaka just gets the Orchid. Will he rally his team to play behind him? Can they find the anti-mage? If he doesn't get a kill with this Orchid, the rest of this game will be even more despair. Your underlord cannot help you out. The Kotal can't amp up anyone, and they are smoters too right now. They really want to find a big kill. Of course, anti-mage will be the gold star of the pickoff, but at the moment they seem to be walking potentially towards the Brewmaster, but he also is running away. And oh, what a misplay. Sayu TP'd onto the smoked Storm Spirit, then getting revealed by the catapult, and just things are not working out for 9Pandas.
Yeah, that's just unfortunately an unforced error.
Yeah,
Admittedly,
they can feel the desperation. They know that no team ever sees a 12 kill deficit and goes, this game's okay against anti-mage. No. They know this is an absolute disaster.
things are coming out onto Dark Lord right now. 4 heroes are coming in on him, but he reads it well. Waveform away. Kiyotaka does get seen. Nice zip, immediately orchiding up the Tiny. Those reactions were insane from Kiyotaka. He's trying to turn this one around. The toss back from Dark Lord. Jira also toss back Sayu. What the hell's going on? The hero's being juggled, but it's Jira Juna that goes down. Huge kill for 9Pandas. Can they turn it into any more respect? The next target, Waveform in. Big zip from the Storm Spirit. They take down Respect as well. 9Pandas utilizing the global presence, getting at least one turnaround, and that was the Orchid reveal for them as well.
Just nice movement from the cause there. Dark Lord with a disengage, and then Storm Spirit as well, not getting hit by the avalanche from Tiny, using the Orchid as well as he zipped away. So 9Pandas, even under the threat of how much momentum One Win had, they had the discipline to ensure that that didn't just become another One Win pickoff, and that's the start of at least a little bit of life for them. It isn't in no way, shape or form them back in the game, but they survived to farm another camp, to hope to create another opportunity like that. The net worth. Anti-Mage about to hit 10,000 gold. He's one creep away. Please hold. I'm waiting to see it. He's not hitting any creeps. Come on, mate.
Ancients right now.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, Sweden Strong. He has the Orchid himself. Can he find Dark Lord as he waveforms into the camp?
Sayu will be seen here. Should be a nice casual pickoff. I'll commit the lasso for it, because why not? Just secure an easy kill. Probably not needed. They even have an Orchid on the Weaver now as well, so kill potential from One Win just keeps on getting more and more brutal.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Going to be a tough comeback. Nine Pandas have done all they can to not get too far behind in this game. No sense of a comeback right yet now, but at least stopping things from crumbling around them.
I think OneWin showed a little bit of mercy with their aggression. Like knowing Anti-Mage was close to his his Manta, doesn't really want to give that opportunity for the Storm Spirit Orchid to punish him. So that naturally puts OneWin in a bit more of a farming state of the game. And of course, Nine Pandas, any moment they're allowed to hit creeps, they're going to relish in the opportunity. Hasn't really netted them anything too crazy. I'd argue Dark Lord about to get a Lincoln's, about 400 gold away. That is the biggest item pickup that Nine Pandas have been able to farm up during the absence of Anti-Mage on the map. But is it enough? It stops the lasso. Maybe a Mana Void if you can use it at a clutch timing to save the Storm Spirit, but...
Jiro Jr. tries to jump in, but once again, Kiyotaka zips past him, and he's going to get lassoed up now. OneWin. Do they have the damage to kill him off inside this Orchid timing? I believe they do. Weaver there with the Orchid to turn this one around, but Jiro Jr. has gone very low during this, as even the Necronomicon units come in to help out as well from that portal, but Jiro Jr. being chased now by Dark Lord, but Dark Lord gets jumped upon by the Anti-Mage, needs to get himself away, surrounded by Bruling, surrounded by AM, but he does get the kill onto Jiro Jr., tries to go for the TP, not going to happen though. Monkushi gets upon him with a Mana Void and takes him down with the right clicks. Dark Lord is dead, Monkushi claims the kill and continues his dominance in this game.
They need the BKB on the Storm Spirit. Like that type of pickoff, if he has the BKB, brushes off the Orchid, then it's an entirely different fight, but still a recipe away from that, and OneWin continue on that path to winning out game 2, looking for a game 3, potentially a game away from qualifying for TI. I might be getting a little bit carried away, but again, I look at this draft, I was expecting it to be a mid to late game comeback style team, but they have just broke open this game with ease, and they just shrug off anything so easily. Battle Fury complete on Monkushi, of course. He's looking at Skadi, looking at Aghanims. Yeah, I keep saying Battle Fury. I meant Manta. Yeah, my brain's wired for some reason to say Battle Fury. You know how some heroes have like item combinations that are just so key, like Storm Spirit and respawning. It's not really an item though, but
nice try.
I tried.
I respect any attempt at a segue.
Thanks.
Sayu going to get a Weaver thrown on his head. That deals half his health. The right clicks to follow up as well. And it's a dead Sayu. He's just trying to play the game with his Storm.
Well, this is, very good showing from OneWin. I think OneWin had quite a turbulent... Again, I said this during the pre-show, like their journey to the grand finals wasn't that we are the best team in Eastern Europe outside of course like Spirit and BB, but the way that they're picking off the map, the way that they're playing, looking to be deserving TI invites. But again, they still haven't won it yet, but very promising.
They don't want to go to TI with people being like, oh yeah, this team kind of squeaked it through the qualifiers, maybe fluked it through, they'll be an easy win. You don't want to have that level of confidence.
And on the flip side, imagine Nine Pandas, they lose this game to a crazy good performance from OneWin. They win 3 games in a row to make the comeback. Sweep. Then the narrative in itself is something beautiful.
Good Kiyotaka's camera as well. There's a few pros which adopt this game in pose. It's
the entire time, by the way. Like that is his game 1 and game 2 position.
Knees up. Should I try and cast like? No, that doesn't sound good for the old diaphragm.
Does not sound good.
Trying to shout in that position sounds pretty difficult, although wouldn't be surprised if Kiyotaka's practicing a bit of that right now. BKB though, gonna be not horrifically so from Kiyotaka, so have that available for the next fight. But again, it feels like when he picks up the BKB, you're gonna have probably a Skadi on the Anti-Mage by that point, BKB on Tiny by that point. Brew, he's already got his Manta and his Radiance, so he's already super annoying in these engagements. There's too many problems, not enough solutions. And that's what the game feels like when you're 14k gold behind at 22 minutes.
Are they going to find the Storm here? Or is the Kotal going to be able to break it through his movement.
Really strong. It does get revealed. Orchid's out. The BKB is there, but the lasso comes in quicker, and Storm's going to go down. The BKB reveal is absolute tragedy. I'll move over towards Sayu now as well. With the Molotov, with the Mana Void, they'll finish off the Kotl.
Things just keep getting worse for 9 Pandas. The smoke up, they have the BKB. Doesn't even matter because you have the lasso. Lasso kills off the Storm, and the fact is, when you know the reason why they're farming there is Morphling on the minimap was drawing, hey, go farm top, let me go play bottom. They go farm top, instantly die to a smoke, and now Dark Lord's like, ah, well, thanks for farming there, guys.
Glad it wasn't me.
Pandas, they're trying to farm anything, but it's 24 minutes into the game. They're down 17,000 gold. 9 Pandas, they need a miracle. Like, the only way for them to win out a fight is one win, like blinking in, over aggressive. Yeah, they just don't have the heroes from behind without any items that have explosive moves. Like Storm plus Morphling, maybe if you zip with Fate Waveform, get a big kill. Are we likely to see it? They need so many things to go right. It's like they need the Earth Splitter with the plus the Firestorm. Like every hero on 9 Pandas needs to use all their spells onto a single core, get the kill and run away. Which sounds real sad. But I think it's the only way they get a kill. And they don't even kill the Batrider. They smoke up Batrider, then TPs to his team to join. I don't think... Is this the first time we've seen a game be like this one-sided? I know we've had like quick wins.
we had like a 90-minute game or something, didn't we?
So let me rephrase that. Not to the point in which they call GG. Like, that's a very that's a demanding win. But this is like a style of game where it's like one win have already kind of got the victory, but they are not trying to win the game. They're just like playing the map, farming up, choking out their opponent. This is like Tundra level of map playing pressure from all the years ago. You show, you die. But we ain't going to take the tier 3s. We're just going to keep doing it for half an hour.
Well, Sayu and Kiyotaka still trying to run away from this one as they really want the kill into the Storm Spirit. He's now completely out of mana. Sayu has just kind of drained all his resources to try and get that kill as they toss Anti-Mage in. A sleeping Anti-Mage thrown on your head. Not what you're expecting, but now with the Orchid coming through, Mana Void is there and Munkushi will bring him down. 6-0-9 for Munkushi. And Skadi complete at 25 minutes into the game.
When you pick Anti-Mage in a pub, and this is kind of what you want your carry player to do every single game, right? You want him to be active, buy the Battle Fury, the Manta, get a Skadi. It's 25 minutes into the game. You already know he's going to do it for you. We did say at the start, like, this is the Munkushi game to showcase what he can do with a carry. Of course, his team stepped up incredibly well. I think as much as Munkushi might look like the standout player just because of what his hero will do at this stage, I think Chiro Jr., Sweden strong, even Respect and the Batrider, they have had such stellar games. This was not the Anti-Mage show, this was the team doing it.
Everybody won their lanes. The fact that bottom lane went so well was the reason why they were able to rotate the Weaver around through to mid, through to top, and help him win the game. Top lane was really in control the whole time. Mid, Chiro Jr. kind of had a rough start and then almost got a kill onto Storm and then actually got a kill onto Storm, which, again, put them in a great position. Storm has been the focal point for 9 Pandas and for one win as well. They've been constantly trying to kill off Kiyotaka and have been pretty damn successful about it as well. 3 and 5 will Storm through 5 deaths.
Okay, we have a big item pickup though. Hold up, we're seeing a little bit of fight from Storm, but we'll disengage.
A little bit weird here as they have committed the Fiend's Gate for it. But Swedenstorm, of course, has the time lapse, and now the immediate jump with the lasso onto the BKB Storm Spirit, but he's going to be able to get himself away. He breaks through from the lasso, and with the help of the Earth Split, they're going to feel reasonably confident here as they turn around. They're going to throw everything they've got onto the Tiny, try and bring down Chiro Jr., and they will just about have the damage to do so. Darklord gets that kill, but they've traded Sayu for it. Munkushi still free in this fight to go on who he wants, and with this Skadi starts pecking away at the Morphling, but Morphling's able to kill off Respect. He's still able to dodge out the AM using this tiny form, just constantly toss him away, avalanche him up, but his time might be up. But the Storm, he's coming back. He's back from the fountain, full mana, looking to jump in, blow up Sweden strong and able to do exactly that. Dark Lord with the triple kill here, going for the TP out as well, and he's going to make it out of here. Morphling, from this terrible position, finds himself a dream fight scenario to fight back into this game. Now, let's not get crazy here. It's still an Aegis, it's still an 18k gold advantage, but man, that was a good fight.
Yeah, utilizing support buybacks and Kiyotaka, he wants to try and get the Brewmaster. Does the Illuminate hit? It does at the very last second. One more drop
No
of
help
damage.
coming through.
Oh,
The primal split. Oh,
yeah.
and now Kiyotaka.
He's in too deep. That's a gem. You
No
cannot
mana.
lose the gem when you're this far behind.
BKB
It's such a
as
valuable
well.
resource. Yeah.
Oh.
But going back to the fight, 9 Pandas. Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry, guys, was right. But Dark Lord, he picked up the butterfly moments before that fight started, which gave him so much life in that engagement. 20k down, 18k down. He was at least able to pick and choose who was going on. It's a little sign of life of what could have been the game for 9 Pandas if the game was more even, if they were able to progress the map on their terms. That could have been some insane moments to lean on, but when you're that far behind, sure, it gets you 1 kill, but it's not going to help you win the fight. It's not going to help you really dig deep into this net worth. Like, to be 20k down at like near half an hour is so rare. And how much farm people can find to be shut down this much, it just still feels like the loss is inevitable for 9 Pandas. They cannot kill the anti-mage. They barely can try and even pressure the brute. Tiny also didn't have mana, by the way, in that fight. Like, his wand was on cooldown. He didn't have BKB. Like, if he could BKB, the fight also probably would have been way harder for 9 Pandas. So they're pretty lucky that some key things went their way just to even get a kill or two.
It was all they could have hoped for 9 Pandas. The overextension afterwards was unfortunate, losing the gem as well. Could have been a way back in, but alas. But yeah, still a long way to go for 9 Pandas. Still probably not looking great for them. Probably still a sub
I will go
95%
crazy.
win chance.
If 9 Pandas win this game, they'll break Reddit. That's how I think one-sided it is right now. I'm pretty sure the win probability also is like 99%. Okay, it's 98%, but basically the same thing. The 2% game.
We've seen it before, but I mean, in situations such as these where you've got such good kind of just map control, farming ability, like this 22k can easily go up to 30k before they push high ground, but AD on the anti-mage, might as well go for it. Sleep is annoying, but they're gonna jump on 6 AM. We're just trying to slow things down here and buy time for the glyph to come out. Creeps are coming. Burn down the amplified damage time, but it's going to come back. Now Kiyotaka jumping in again. This time will be forced to pop the BKB. Really wants to finish off Respect here. Respect, though, still going to get off the lasso. Kiyotaka going deep for the kill here. Wants to finish the job and will do so. Doesn't respect. Respect goes in deep for it through the entire 5-man of 1 win. With a 22k gold advantage, he's still able to come out with the goods. That is crazy.
And 9 Pandas, they see this and go, okay, it's time to smoke. Aegis out in 5 seconds. You got the BKB on Morphling. Yeah, it's very commendable that this far behind, 9 Pandas still trying to use the items that they pick up at the moment of timing. Issue is there are so many illusions just pushing in mid. Kiyotaka finally gets the wave out. Recall, I mean, from the Kotal is also here. Can they find a pick? There's the anti-mage, but
yeah, that's not happening.
he didn't have Manta. Like, if the Storm was there, 5-second cooldown. Of course, they don't know Manta's not available. But,
still, they would have committed to it if they'd seen him with the Storm.
If we see everything, so it's so easy to like make that moment and make that call. Yeah. But for them, they walk up into the fog. They see the anti-mage. Like, yeah, don't we really want to jump him? We're probably not going to kill him. Okay, fair, get away. No Pandas in. They're not going out without a fight. They are looking to slowly get some items that could help them out with the high ground defense. You've got the Aghanims on the Storm Spirit for the AoE control. Aghanims on the Underlord for the additional size of your root. He has the 15 talent for the slow. Sure, against anti-mage, the slow doesn't really help out, but just being able to increase the root size will put him in a better position. And then Keeper Light also wants an Aghanims for the Will-O-Wisp. They are picking up multiple forms of control, varying levels of control though. Some more soft, i.e. Kotl, some better with the Storm Spirit and the Aghanims, but at least it is options for Nine Pandas to use, and that is pretty much where we're at right now. We expect one win to close out the second game. We expect them to be on cruise control towards that next Roshan to get the Aegis to win that fight, but if Nine Pandas can just construct the perfect fight, there's always hope. Morphling can do the damage, especially if Dark Lord completes this MKB in time. He will be able to eat through this butterfly on the anti-mage. But is there enough farm on the map? He is many components away from completing it. So if you're a Nine Pandas fan, just hope that Dark Lord can get his farm. Hope that he can just have space, but he needs, I'd argue, too much space. This is very optimistic. I'm really trying to string this along for the viewers, I'll be honest.
He's done a good job in finding out. Like, the fact he's managed to pull a butterfly out and a BKB is sort of ridiculous. There's not many carries who can play from this far behind and still find this farm, but partly that's down to his team who have been poking out so much. But here we go. Split comes out, one win. They're not waiting for Roche. They're using the Brewlings to blast down on those barracks, but the Morphling is here and he's happy to stand his ground.
It's actually pretty awkward, yeah.
Like, Lincoln's BKB Butterfly is no joke on a Morphling. Should be able to clear through these guys, but very, very cautious. Like, one thing I want to say is that so much of your net worth is tied up in the Brewmaster and the Anti-Mage. Chira Jr. hasn't had the nicest of times. You're playing as a Tiny Wave, actually stomped the game too hard, and he can't really go around and find pickoffs because there's no one to pick off. Nine Pandas aren't leaving their bases unless there is 5, so it's a really stupid position to be in.
Yeah, you might want to clarify that bit. I'm sure some viewers are like, wait a second, you can't stomp a game too hard. Oh. No, of course what Nomad means is exactly what he was saying at the end of that point, was it does hit this awkward moment where Anti-Mage doesn't hit high ground cleanly. When he gets Aghanims, he can poke the high ground and then find that chance to go in. He hasn't opted to go for that build because he's gone for Butterfly and BKB. Roshan is going to respawn in 2 minutes, and again, surprisingly, Nine Pandas, even when they're down an egregious amount of gold, they are smoked up, hoping to find a pickoff, to find something. We've kept saying this. They found nothing. They've yet to really connect on a good smoke move, a good team move, and one win. They're mirroring this.
Yeah,
if they clash, then expect it to be
circling around each other.
Such a difficult
drawn
fight.
that perfectly.
Hexto on the Weaver. Keep a note, that is very, very spooky if he can get that.
That's crazy. Sayu will does connect on 2. Chira Jr. is going to find him silenced up, but the Orchid to respond to make sure they get this kill onto the Kotl. Kotl has a buyback available as they jump in with the Aghanims on the Storm. The Aspida is very nice. It gets respect, but Kiyotaka's dead as well. He gives his life to get off that Vortex with the combo. In a better game, that combo would have been fight winning, but I'm not sure it is here. That said, Dark Lord's still running around doing what he wants, but it's Chira Jr. who's getting the kills. Dark Lord trying to get onto Makushi and actually doing pretty good. Makushi forced out of the fight, but now there's why. Oh, he gets caught out. It was going so well for Dark Lord, but finally catches a stun and gets put down. Alberca as well in the pit, gets killed off. And again, these moments of hope for Nine Pandas, the execution, you can see it's there. And in a game where they're not 30k gold behind, that would have been beautiful. But unfortunately, they are.
And you worded it perfectly. If they weren't that far behind, the fight's perfect. The pick off, the move, the hugging the top side of Roshan with the wards, like the whole construct is what you need to do. But when you're this far behind, it doesn't matter if you have the perfect setup. It's just too far behind. You just don't have the items. And Anti-Mage, he had to be relatively safe in that fight. He had to blink out multiple times. He wasn't able just to lock onto his target. And Dark Lord was able to threaten him. But it's not enough to get the kill. And top racks falls, mid racks falls. It should be mega creeps. There is
looking
a glyph.
like it's still 30 seconds on your Morphling.
Yeah. What an absolute smackdown in game 2.
Yeah, this is incredible. This Anti-Mage pick was absolutely godly.
as soon as you see the pick as well, you get that pit in the stomach. Like, I saw the anti-mage and I'm like, wait, oh my god, it's so good. Within a matter of like 2 seconds, I feel ill looking at him. Like, oh no, this is the game we see now in Monkushi. No problems at all. Hard to hit 30,000 net worth. Only 780 GPM, so room for improvement for Monkushi, of course.
Got to hit the 4 figures, surely.
Minimum. I'm sure there's some if it was Jotaro line there, but jokes aside, has been an incredible game. He has opted to join many a fight compared to just farm, hence why
Yeah,
his
you could
stats
definitely
aren't as
be,
padded. He has been very active. I have no complaints with his game, just to be clear for anyone in Twitch chat. No complaints.
no, he's loving life. An absolutely flawless anti-mage game. Going in, getting the kills. 8-0 and 15 is his scoreline, by the way. So 15 assists at 38 minutes on your anti-mage. Monkushi has been super active. Sure, he could have padded his stats some more. That's not the kind of player he is. That's not the kind of team that won are. That's not what got them to this position where they're threatening 9 Pandas for the EEU slot at the International. And what a way to do it. This is game 2 of the best of 5. So there will be one more chance for 9 Pandas to pull it out, but it's got to be a huge adversity. And Albaca is going to drop here. Could spell the beginning of the end. Hard to hold this high ground without your Underlord. No buyback available on him either. Here they come, batten down the hatches, 9 Pandas. One winner coming. They'll use the split early just to make sure they absolutely get it off.
Morphling, he needs the recipe
away.
for MKB at least. At this position, he's so close. 2 or 3 creeps and it's a little something, but again, there just won't be the time.
Yeah, this is the
Chipping
advantage of the
down.
amount of pressure which One Win keep putting on. The way they don't hesitate to just pop the split and start shoving. Just delaying that MKB a little bit further. The only threat they could have for the anti-mage. Blink in, toss back onto Solo. Solo likely just dead here. No buyback available. The Electric Vortex is pretty, but it's not enough. Dark Lord backs himself away, and that should be it. GG is called. A valiant attempt, but ultimately 9 Pandas could not recover this absolute train wreck of a game 2, and One Win are suddenly just 1 win away from going to TI13. Unbelievable game 2 there.
Yeah, just
Right. The only mid hero they could have picked to make this work, I'm pretty sure now, is Timbersaw. Now that I've seen it, now I understand the mind of Solo. I kind of get what's going on here, as we do see the Necrotic Web placed in the middle lane to help out with Kiyotaka's lane, which is really cool. We like this. But the hero, Timber, can play alone. He doesn't need to be paired with another core to be successful. Ember Spirit and any other hero they could have picked basically would have really struggled because your Brood's not going to come play with you. Your Troll's not going to come play with you. You have to be a deadly force that can fight up into 3 heroes and more importantly, get away if the response comes in. Get away from a relocate or get away from a Panda. And I think Timber is pretty much the only hero which can really give you this. So I think it works for them as Zayu is getting chased away a little bit down here.
it's a little
Why don't you
tickle.
just get outpaced here? I don't think he gets away. Yeah, this is going to be first blood. Okay.
Just like last game.
Yeah, true.
Ooh.
If things repeat, this could be pretty bad. Monkushi getting first blood with his IO. That's a great start to the game.
All right, come on, so stop giving away the first bloods. Back to lane they go.
But 4 bounties
4
for
bounty,
9
really. I was
Pandas.
like, woo! All right, that's worth it every day. Good job, Sayu.
Calculated.
That was always the funny thing with casting. It's like, depending on which way you phrase it, it's like either really good or really bad, right? It's like, that was a great, yeah. But no, the lanes, you're kind of looking towards Timbersaw to make the players. I fully agree. Kiyotaka on his Timber from mid lane, he needs to threaten Chiro Jr., get the early levels. And then primarily, I am expecting Timber to walk to bot lane, Troll to use the twin gate, just bring everybody down and make sure that you can open up this map. And if they do that, then yes, 9 Pandas, they do have the tools to threaten One Win. And I'm going to need to see it in action. Darklord taking a lot of damage in top lane.
Yeah, he really is. Getting a little bit blasted, but in fairness, the return harassment is coming out as Solo, he gets 2 of them inside the cogs, but the cogs will only bounce 1 of them around. It doesn't really get any of the bounces coming, so not really affecting their mana pools a ridiculous amount like we usually see. Again, immediately going for more. Darklord chasing down Sweden Strong, and this might be a first blood. He hasn't got any burst healing to come out here. Solo desperately trying to finish this kill. Won't quite be able to do so. Darklord also pretty much out of resources. Does have the stick to work with if they want to go for something here, but killing off this brew is super, super difficult. As they actually kill off 2 of the cogs to stop him, but is it going to make a difference? No, it is not. The kill comes through. Darklord gets a kill, and that's how you want your troll lane to go.
Yeah, some massive kills to get as well. 3 range creeps, 3 melee creeps. Sweden Strong having to take through, half of them, and the brew just only gets a single range creep of XP to his name. Still gonna be level 1 after 2 minutes. That is a perfect start for 9Pandas. The first time that we really see them, I think, entering the safe lane with a winning lane. Of course, it is now game 3 for it, but it's exactly what 9Pandas need in this game.
So 1-1 on the scoreline, of course, with those 4 bounty runes being picked up for 9Pandas, they do have a little bit of an advantage in these lanes already. And that's kind of what we're seeing up in the top side. Sure, Monkushi's feeling really good because he got a huge injection of gold to start with, and he's got an IO buffing him up. But across the other lanes, those bounties do make a bit of a difference. I doubt we'll see much happening in the middle lane. Kill onto Timbersaw would be very difficult, even with the crazy, crazy damage coming out from Crash Landing.
Yeah. Also, bot, respect. IO kind of does have an option with his facets to go for the overcharge option with the Crits Krieg to go for damage. I think with Gyrocopter, you always go for the damage. Because of the mixed type for Gyrocopter, you want to always buff up both. But there are some mods where getting the magic resistance and that kind of defensive capability of the other facet can be really good. But this time around, he knows he has to focus on get my Gyrocopter to farm quicker, to fight quicker. It's why you want to pick the IO.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's why the other facet's really difficult to pick, because it only helps you in fighting, really. I don't think it helps you farm the map.
Yeah, there are some mods where it's really good, where if you're only playing for pickoffs and your carry can already farm without you. Like Gyrocopter can farm, but it's compared to other heroes. So yeah, I think at least like Kadaro on Dandelions during some Western Europe qualifier games, he did actually go for the defensive option. But the
interesting.
Again, I think it is relatively game to game, but it's like 80-20 for the damage option. But it's a good player if they find the read to go for the damage reductions and stuff. That will break their opponent because you just won't be ready for what the hell this hero story is unkillable. Not really important in this game, but something to keep note of.
Future IO games. Right. Maybe we shall see it. So trying to approach respect. He wants to try and poke at respect and mess up the pulls without going near the Gyrocopter and catching some flax. So far, it's very chill down in the bottom lane, mid lane, a bit more trading happening. Overall, key attackers should be absolutely fine. And top is where the brawls are taking place. It's just constant trading here. Solo going in with the cogs time and time again. Darklord throwing out the axes. I mean, it's a strong lane for 9Pandas. We've seen that they love to try to secure their safe lane, and when they don't, things go very wrong very quickly. This game, it's an excellent start for Darklord. Leading by 7 CS over Cloud at the moment.
Yeah, I like seeing them from top lane as well. As soon as Solo presses the cogs, Cloud and Sweden Strong instantly start hitting them because, of course, with the facet where you can get hit from the inside, as soon as this Clockwork bounces one cog on you and you start ping-ponging around them, if you can break that combination, so it is very cool to see the players just kind of evolving and adapting to what Clockworks have been doing before. Because if you look like a week ago, no one really insta-breaks the cogs. They kind of just accept their fate to some degree, but... Are you getting chased down? Yeah.
Oh, he can't quite survive despite getting under the tower. It's not enough. Stick charge is all used up. That stick is dry, so he will be falling. That said, Albica getting some nice solo time in the lane. Just a couple of waves to himself.
Dire's top tower
right on the tower as well. That's
So
one of those
very,
deaths
very
in lane
even
which
start.
doesn't feel too bad. As the fight starts to break out here for the active rune, Kiyotaka, he's got the timber chain. He's going to be able to get up to the top side and force Sweden Strong at least to take the shield rune. But that said, he actually doesn't want to approach. 3 heroes strong here. Not willing to give his life just to stop the Tiny from getting a rune which likely won't achieve too much. Top side, Dark Lord being cooked up a little bit here by the flames. It does hurt. He's got to navigate this bramble maze carefully if he wants to get out, but do so he shall. It was just harassment coming out from the Dark Willow and from the Brewmaster. Very, very hard for them to approach Solo and Dark Lord to actually intend to kill them. It would just have to be a misinitiation from 9 Pandas if they want to score anything down here, but they should be pretty content with Cloud just farming up. With this very greedy build of the Radiance. No Spirit Vessels or anything like that coming out. Wow. Respect's been busy making these stacks down here.
And Brood's not really been able to apply much pressure to lane, so Respect is happy to hit the snacks, create that efficiency. And at the start of this game, everyone's relatively even. Of course, the kills in top, but Dark Lord, I take that back. Cheer Jr., nice rotation. I was about to say, it's like this game is just hitting a nice little farm state, and I did not catch that Tiny had rotated all the way to top and murdered the troll. That is a nice little pick off.
Chiro Jr. stepping up once again, doing the work, which the team needs him to do. And actually, he's going to go for a rotation down to the bottom side. Counts at the last second. Alberca, very, very difficult to bring down. In the top, Cloud, he's getting run down by Kiyotaka. The counter rotation from the Timbersaw, matching the aggression of Chiro Jr. But that said, he's killing an offlaner whilst Chiro Jr. was killing the carry. Definitely the more impactful play. As Mankushi continues to farm up down here, so they're going to have to do something. They've got to have a plan in place for dealing with this gyrocopter at some point.
And that also will be the troll eventually down the line.
Toss back onto Solo. He will fall as well. Chiro Jr. A nice budget kill as he moves across from the lane, and Cloud gets killed off as well. Return kill coming out from 9 Pandas. There's constant trading going on between Chiro Jr. and Kiyotaka. This time Kiyotaka gets the upper hand. Chiro Jr. trying to chase forward, but doesn't really have the mana to work with at the moment to keep the onslaught going.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh. Yeah, reload, not really doing a hollow. Whoa, Alberca tries to come in for a cheeky kill onto the Io. Expecting maybe that the Io just wanted to drop the gyrocopter off into the triangle. I'm not too sure, but either way, doesn't result in the kill. Not really punished for it either.
Well, they already scanned up. They know these rotations are coming in. Mankushi needs to get out.
They save Mankushi. The slow from the spider might not be enough to turn this into a kill. Mankushi is going to get away and continues his day farming up on the gyrocopter.
Yeah, 9 Pandas are doing exactly what they need to do, right? Bring that Timbersaw into the game, create that front line that you can play behind, killing off the Brewmaster twice. We've been praising the kind of consistency of Cloud, but dying once, that's fine. Dying twice, then now getting a little bit, worrisome for them. 9 Pandas can feel the momentum slowly shifting their way as they are bringing the numbers bottom. And one win. Their attempt at stabilizing this game is to kind of mirror the movements. Chiro Jr. has been very, very active. You could argue delaying his blink slightly by the kills he's constantly chasing, but the hunger is still there for 9 Pandas. They want to be the team that controls this early game.
Finally, an active rune grabbed. Oh, wait, never mind.
Denied, yeah.
Sorry, Kiyotaka, my bad, buddy.
You jinxed them.
Certainly.
They do have level 6 on the clockwork. I do expect Solo to want to make a move.
Yeah, it's very difficult to move when you keep getting these tossed creeps thrown on your head and taking half your HP pool away. Not a really position you can play in from a Timbersaw. Once again, Alberca really just laying the hate onto the gyrocopter by himself, which is kind of crazy when you look at it. It's a 1v2 essentially, and Alberca's holding his own and then some, and he's going to just be able to take this tower under their noses. The TPs, they need to come here for OneWin if they want to keep their tower alive, but I'm not sure they've got the capabilities of doing that. Cloud replicating the push over on the top side. Geology comes down. I don't think Elbica needed any help with his tower, but he's going to get it.
The fact this is uncontested. Like when they reacted top, Kiyotaka just kind of dragged them around the map, and that is exactly what the Timbersaw pick was meant to do. So now Broodmother, as soon as you take the tier 1 tower, your game, it becomes so nice. You have so many more camps to farm with no crazy contest. If they want to kill you, they have to smoke down.
Is this going to first force the Gyro and Io into the triangle then? Into the ancient area?
No, so Io Gyro will always be self-sufficient against the Broodmother. Like, because you have that flak, you can kill the spiderlings with ease. The real question will be, will OneWin get caught off guard from the Brood with the Orchid timing and a Clockwork potentially coming to kill them? That, though, is a very different story. So I don't think they're going to be leaving too soon, but it's on 9 Pandas to remind them, like, wait a second. You shouldn't probably be here if we bring more heroes. So the next couple of minutes will be very important to see how 9 Pandas want to make this move. Of course, the natural progression of the map is
Big
taking
shot
it.
miss does force out the Bedlam anyway, but Chira Jr. is going to jump onto Solo and claim his life. With no hook shot to help now, Mancucci TP's in across, but Kiyotaka's got the Timber Chain up to the high ground. Homing missile won't do a whole lot. Mancucci will just claim this creep wave and get themselves away. You can see the speed in which Respect responds to any sort of engagement like this, though. They're always ready to be there to help out, to bring the numbers into their favor.
Orchid complete on the Broodmother.
Okay. Albica potentially looking to play with this one, but they're already leaving the area for OneWin. Unfortunately, Io doesn't have a TP, so may just be left for dead. Yeah, he's gone.
He looks very dead.
Unlucky.
Ooh, they nearly didn't Orchid or lasso him before he tethered. There was a brief moment I was like,
close.
wait, did they mess this up? Okay, no, they're fine. That would have been pretty spooky. Wait, I thought you were going to use your stun. Ah, well. Okay, they get the free kill. This is what you do with Broodmother. Once you open up this area, you just want to keep playing here, but Chira Jr., he has the Blink Dagger, jumping onto Solo with the Bedlam. Very much a free kill. Dominating now on this Tiny.
Yeah, Chira Jr. and Sweden Strong been playing together a lot this game, and it's been looking pretty clean from them so far. Finding so many kills on this map, Chira Jr.
Look at the combinations they have, right? So Io farms with the Gyro, quick. Willow plays with the Tiny, then you have Bedlam Blink. So you got one partnership just farming, another partnership looking for pickoffs. Meanwhile, Brew is AFK top getting his Radiance. And OneWin, they are fully subscribed to playing for pickoff and farm, nothing more. And that's why for 9 Pandas, if they don't play into their Orchid timing, into the aggressive nature of Timbersaw, they could be left behind a little bit. But, okay, it's only 14 minutes in. I'm not expecting them to go crazy, but Shroud soon on Timbersaw. I expect 9 Pandas to try and dictate the pace of this game just a little bit more.
Indeed. It's all about Kiyotaka's timings. He's going to hit a good one on this Shroud, and maybe that's the point where they start to really open up this game. Once he has the Shroud, I don't think the Tiny offers much kill threat onto him anymore, and maybe that's the position they want to be in. Or Brood, yeah.
No, I'm looking at the Brood. It's like the Brood goes bottom, your spiders die to either a 1 tree grab or a flak, and then in the future there'll be a Radiance Brood. Like the Brood doesn't really pressure if a OneWin core is in the same lane. He needs his team, and they're just not really playing with him right now. Sweden Strong, Chira Jr., they are grouped up together.
The Bedlam combination, Chira Jr. utilizing it perfectly as they jump in onto Albica once again. And it's going to be a very clean kill onto the Broodmother. Delaying her BKB and ousting her from this area of the map, but Kiyotaka's coming in looking for a bit of counterplay here, but they only fight... an illusion.
That kind of sums up the grand final just a little bit, right? Then Panda's not playing behind their Brood, then they're killing off an illusion. It's just a little bit, not even, it's very awkward. And round 2, Chira Jr.'s in again.
Toss back into his teammates. Mancucci's there to deal the damage. Eternal Shroud not going to do enough to keep him alive in this situation. Kiyotaka's gone down. Solo, no hook shot to help him out with due to the illusion play. They just didn't respect OneWin at all there.
And the way that they do that is so cool. So Sweden Strong, he throws down the bramble mace because he has the thorny thicket with the additional brambles. He just positioned himself so that the toss goes through what, 3 roots, I think. So the Timbersaw, he took 3 roots worth of damage with then the Avatos combination and the additional. Like, it was just the execution between these two. It is finding them just the perfect amount of pickoff. And they go again into mid lane. 9 Pandas are just not ready for this. And a buyback
They need to
from
fight
Solo.
this, and they're going to do so.
kill.
Buyback from Solo. The avalanche, the grab on Chira Jr. The point blank hook shot into the back of his own teammate once again from Solo, who's been having a decent qualifiers, but this series it's just all crumbling down. 2 hook shots completely whiffed. That one was a buyback as well.
Does he at least have the facet so it helps with the cooldowns or whatever? Ah, no, he doesn't. Oh, that's a shame.
Unsurprisingly.
No, unsurprisingly, yes. We couldn't try and sell it for the audience.
No redemption there, unfortunately, for Solo. Just simply misplayed it. And it's going to hurt. It really hurts. 1 missed hook shot hurts. 2 missed hook shot really hurts. Add a buyback onto that as well. And
Bottom tower is under attack.
times are tough indeed. I mean, Dark Lord, mate, it's all down to you, I think. Only but one really. I mean, they've all got farm on the side of 9 Pandas. They all have their items. I do feel like Dark Lord can still stand a chance of blowing up this game. The matchup into the gyro is good. The shard is also going to help him out a lot if he ever decides to go for that. Maybe after Sanch and Yasha, 1 damage item into shard, and all of a sudden Io really struggles to really help out much with the gyrocopter. So he'll just be taking axes to the face. There's a world.
I just
Dark Lord
really
is
love
a
the way that...
perfect game. Basically, the first fight which Dark Lord turns up to is really gonna paint this game for 9 Pandas.
Yeah. This BKB pickup has to be perfect. Like, he has to enter the fight, because by the time he has BKB, Gyrocopter's gonna have Ags Daedalus. That is a lot of damage. Any bit of control with Gyro right-clicking him, he can go down before he even gets off the battle trance.
Lasso out onto the Tiny. Tiny, he's taking heavy hits here. The Terrorize will come out though, and the save from the IO gets him away. Still in the fight though, still able to commit to this one as Kiyotaka jumps in, but just taking so much damage here from Monkushi, from Chira Jr., from Cloud as well, who hasn't even used the split during this. 9 Pandas lose 2. They're the ones making the engagements, and they just cannot put it together.
Another kill. Like, rewind the cast 8 minutes, and the way that I praise Bowman and how they farmed is just... They just replicated it for an 8 more minutes. It's been perfect. The farming patterns, the pick-off, the Willow only playing with Tiny, the Io just hugging the gyro, Brewmaster just not caring about anything and just only focusing on his own game plan. Like, the fact that they held true to this logic for 9 minutes just ruined everything that 9 Pandas wanted to do. They never felt like they could group up. And this was meant to be their game, that they play behind the Broodmother, play the aggressive lineup, use the Timber and Brood to take over the Radiant map, but they've just not done it. They've done nothing. It's been lackluster. They've misexecuted, misplayed. To win this game, like you said, it's all on Dark Lord, it seems. He's going to be getting the BKB, but sure, congrats, you got a BKB, but now you're running into an Aegis Gyrocopter. They've created...
Everything we've been saying about Troll kind of just falls off now. The ability to stay on the gyrocopter and really lock him down in a fight, that's not going to do anything now. You got to wait out this Aegis. Dark Lord, just keep on farming. Brood also has to just kind of keep on farming, which is about all that Albica's been able to do this game.
Under attack. Dire
The Brood pick hasn't really been feeling amazing for me.
There's always the difficulty of Brood, because Brood technically farmed well in lane, but then her team didn't play around her. So it would be very easy to point the finger at, well, Brood didn't do this, but it's also like 9 Pandas didn't play around the Brood. And of course, in other offlaners, with this amount of farm, he'd be running across the map to instigate stuff. But if you can't instigate as your Brood, it's just uncomfortable, right? And I still think that
other
9 Pandas just did not use it
have
well.
this level of farm.
That is true, very true. And he's probably going to get picked off as he's shown on the small camp, but
Ooh, miss from
misses.
Chira. That's a gift from Albica there, as Albica is now going to be able to get his BKB online. So even harder to deal with down here in the bottom side, even harder to oust this parasite from your side of the map. Damn, Mankushi with the Aegis, knowing that he can then go for the Daedalus instead of forcing the BKB too early. That's such a luxurious position to be in for a gyrocopter.
Yeah, he had Daedalus before the in the mid fight, and it ripped him to shreds. So he took that Daedalus, then goes Roshan. He's had it for some time. Hold up,
Well, getting beaten down. This could be a really big kill for them if they can do it in time. The Orchid's about to run out, and he will go down. But the response is here from the side of Warwick. But the Gyrocopter's already dead. Has the buyback, but Troll is ready with a battle trance. When the Gyrocopter comes back, this could be the fight that 9 Pandas been waiting for. But the Yours comes out. Respect behind the Gyro, but it doesn't matter. There's too much damage. Or it does it. Tira comes in. Huge toss back onto the Troll. They'll keep the Gyrocopter alive. Kiyotaka needs to finish the job. Will do so, but will likely cost his life. Sweden Strong's now on him as well. Chira Jr. crawling across to that Timber Saw to take him down. Kiyotaka dead. It costs them a lot of heroes. They do get 2 core kills out of it for 9 Pandas. But overall, 1 win will still take the fight just about.
Very, very awkward for 1 win, though. For the state of this game, that was a pretty poor relocate from Respect. Throwing his Gyrocopter into the middle of 3 heroes that had already killed off the Brewmaster. Maybe if he relocated to like a high ground position or maybe to the right-hand side so he could enter the engagement, it would have given them a little bit more life. But yeah, he just threw his Gyrocopter right into the middle of it. And like Brewmaster, he has the Orchid on top of him, taking plenty of damage. He is going to die to the tick of the Orchid. And then your relocate is... yeah, maybe from the left-hand side away and then layer with the terrorize, but to throw your Gyrocopter into the middle of those heroes, Respect. He's had a very good series, but that was quite the misplay. And luckily for him, he does have the buyback. He is able to get back into the fight to kind of fix his problems, and they get enough kills to not feel like that was a, you know, not a game deciding, but at least a momentum deciding fight. And 1 win are able to, of course, keep the net worth lead there. But yeah, got to be careful, Respect. Another relocate like that, and we could be starting to talk about 9 Pandas having a little bit more confidence in this game.
Absolutely, and it does take away that safety net for the Gyrocopter. Got a BKB coming out, which will help a lot. But no Aegis against Troll is always going to be scary in this matchup. We'll see if 9 Pandas look to take advantage of that or not. And that fight did all come across to just catching Cloud out before he could get off the split. He's going for the Manta to try and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Gyrocopter just got the BKB. They're trying to set up into Kiyotaka with the stun.
Yeah, he might just be dead with the relocate coming through. The toss is there as well. Mankushi brings him down. Kiyotaka a little bit deep, trying to finish off that tower, and will now be denied by Sweden Strong. The rest of the team nowhere nearby to help out for that Timber. Just a little too brave on Kiyotaka. It's time to see. You know, Kiyotaka, he always likes to play up. He always likes to play on the front line. Very aggressive mid laner. And sometimes it comes back to bite you just a little bit. People talk a lot about Solo being the kind of wise voice in this team, controlling and guiding the skill of these younger players. He's going to do a lot of that right now to come back into this series.
They haven't spoken on Sweden Strong. It looks like they want to potentially keep going aggressive, but 9 Pandas themselves, Brood and Troll, under the cover of smoke. Batrider has Lasso available, so if they can get a pick off. But very quick realm.
Jeez, she got that off? That's crazy. All right, well, still likely going to be going down here on Sweden Strong. I didn't even know it was possible to lasso post Flaming Lasso, but it was. No relocate on that one, thankfully, I would say.
Nope, Solo. See ya.
Solo gets soloed by the amplified damage Tiny. That'll happen, to be fair.
Yeah, he did go for the Yules. I don't know when he picked it up, but it was going to help out against the... I don't know, just the kiting required. Like when Brood locks onto you, if you can use your combo, yours up to, you know, reset a little bit, then you can play out the fight and not oppose. Down the line, he'll go for Wind Waker to further help his team, like the pickup. And that's kind of probably what one win is waiting for. Brewmaster wants his own Dispel. Tiny has his Dispel, of course, with BKB and yours. And Gyrocopter has his BKB. So now this is like, fight-wise, I would be so surprised if one win was to lose a 5-on-5. Once all these Dispels come into play, all this ability to kind of shrug off what the 9 Pandas cores are trying to do.
Yeah, in the world where everybody gets to use every ability on both sides however they want, it's very clearly going to go in one win's favor. I think even if the net worth is equal as well, that's just the case due to these drafts and due to how both of these heroes match up against each other. 9 Pandas, they have to break the game down. They really do. Dark Lord happy to be the one to break the smokes here. But Izzy, they'll jump in on him. Toss back as well, delaying that BKB and delaying any response from 9 Pandas. But Dark Lord's holding steady on that trigger. Not willing to BKB for nothing here. That's some extreme patience from Dark Lord not to throw out the BKB there. Very good discipline.
If he misuses it, it will just allow one win to break open the fight. He has to use it perfectly. Kind of feels like 9 Pandas have to take the next fight perfectly. If the next fight doesn't go their way, then this 6,000 gold lead will just become, you know, 12, 13,000, if not more. They are smoked up. They have the tools if they can find the pick, but they're running into Radiant Vision and they're jumping an illusion. No!
They find the real one eventually, but it might be too late as they've tossed up the Timbersaw. He doesn't look tanky at all. He's gone down already. Dark Lord going to get caught by a rock as well. Going to have to just BKB and ulti here. And they've actually got the lasso out onto the Io, meaning that the Troll gets that 1v1 he's looking for. But with Chira coming in as well, it might not be that. Respect's able to throw out the heals across as well. Helps out the Gyro, helps him survive. Albuquerque just going to have to leave the fight, TP away. 9 Pandas, that's not how it can go down. The initiation was way too messy. And it looks like Solo is being chased here, but he's got the jetpack TP out, so he's going to be all right.
It just did not help the fight at all. You know, the Timbersaw jumps in by himself. The team is now kind of playing back on the edge of Radiant Vision. It's way too spread. Meanwhile, as Gyro gets jumped by Troll, the Io's there, the Tiny's there, everyone's able to assist, and there is just a little bit of a difference in what they can bring to the fight. It was our concern in the draft. If 9 Pandas don't win the lanes and own the map with Timber Brood, their team fight is nearly worthless. They require so much farm to feel good. BKBs, hexes, etc. And we're in that stage of the game that the repercussions of their lineup with how they've played it is now hurting. And the Gyrocopter has 20,000 net worth. A Butterfly Daedalus Ags BKB at the 28-minute mark. You compare that to the Troll Warlord. Troll has Sanj and Yasha, Battle Fury, BKB. One hero has survivability, one hero just has raw damage. It is a night and day difference from what the carriers can do, and the spiders just get cleaned up. I do not want to know the win probability for this game for 9 Pandas. It is looking bleak.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Another smoke from them. They keep trying to find a fight. They failed the last time. They failed the time before.
On the one hand, they can't let them get roached, but on the other hand, how do they win these fights? Like, the peel has to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
They have to get this IO away. They have to stop Chira Jr. from helping out with this. Solo jumps in. Hook shot gets missed. He does give him a ton of information. Doesn't seem to be dying in the process. The lasso comes out, but immediately dead. The damage is way too much from Chira Jr. Same with Albuquerque. Tries to throw his body in, but just gets cut down. Dark Lord BKB ulti out onto the Gyro, but he's just not gonna do the damage. I mean, it's reasonably close whilst he's in the ultimate, but the Yules is going to be there the moment that BKB drops. And Mankushi, well, standing his ground, guns him down. Chira Jr. there as well. Every single fight as Troll's just got 2 heroes on him. It's just not good enough for 9 Pandas. The initiation's not clean enough. The damage doesn't come in, and the follow-up isn't strong.
The Batarang jumped in, took one side gunner hit with a crit. I was like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be here. Same thing for Brood. She presses BKB, tries to man up with the insatiable hunger, and it's like, no, there's no point. You are not getting anywhere near to this Gyrocopter. So
Do you think
much
going
damage.
after the Gyro in these fights, surrounded by teammates, is the best way to approach this for 9 Pandas?
at this point, I don't think there is a fight that looks good for 9Pandas. You could argue that the initiation needs to be somewhat layered, where you can, I think isolating the gyrocopter away from Io and getting the kill with Troll could be good. But in that type of fight where they're playing up on the top side, reaching quite heavily into a really defensively positioned 1-win, it just doesn't look good at all. But if the fight was more open, then sure, jump the gyro, push the IO away, breaking the tether, use the clockwork to kind of create that little bit of a partition. I can see a WOD where it might work, but again, you're so far down. You're making the plays as if you're even in the game. It happened again in game 2, I believe, 9Pandas, when they're down like 20,000 gold, they're still smoking up, but they can't win a team fight. They can't win on the split push. They can't contest a Roshan. They can't do much. It really looks like 1-win will be, getting their qualification for I13.
In a 3-0 as well. 9Pandas not feeling good about this one at this point. Maybe if Troll makes it to Satanic and MKB and Gyro somehow doesn't pick up another item until then.
They need time travel to win this game.
Indeed. Troll from the future suddenly come back in time to gift him a few extra items.
Okay, they need to spawn in the Faceless Void with time zone and then perma time zone the enemy and just keep them in a contained bubble for 20 minutes.
I know, time zone's pretty rubbish. I don't think that'll help.
True. I think if you spawn in a void with time zone, it wouldn't even help 9Pandas win this game, even if they're 6 players to 5.
Albuquerque going to be able to just TP himself back to the fountain. Under the cover, the BKB does survive. The gyrocopter damage doesn't come in soon enough. I mean, plays like that do delay the game a little bit for you.
I don't really know what the communication's like, though, at this point. Like, when you're 9Pandas, someone's going to need to step up and be the hyper PMA player, because you are going to feel defeated. Any Dota player right now knows the state of the game, the fact that they haven't won a fight for nearly 20 odd minutes, and you'd hope for 9Pandas' sake that someone is giving them that fresh dose of copium and a way to approach his next engagement. Because he is positioned behind them on the hill.
Looking for the toss back onto the Timber Saw, and they get it, and the damage is good. Key attacker is gone. This guy cannot catch a break. Thrown into the middle off that death gyrocopter. Absolutely annihilating the Monkushi. Now on to the barracks. I mean, sure, Albuquerque is going to be able to cut the wave, but not in time. And even with the backdoor, oh my god, the barracks is gone anyway. Goodness me. And here we go, down to the bottom side. They find Solo as well. This could be the beginning of the end. I mean, they don't have creeps. They're trying to do it through the back door anyway. They might just be able to. What is this?
Just backdoor him, lads. You got overcharge in a second. You got the tree grab on the tiny.
Oh my god. How is this the point in the game we're at? Backdoor protection. It's not doing enough. It's not doing a thing. Fortification not available. They're going to lose 2 lanes of barracks just through the back door. 1-win. They're feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Mega creeps gained despite the effort which Albuquerque went to cut the waves, despite 9Panda feeling like they're in a position where they didn't have to come back and defend. They did. But it's too late for that now. Mega creeps, 28k gold advantage. Age is still on the gyrocopter for another 30 seconds. 9Pandas, they do not have a counterplay to this. This game is feeling very, very over.
There's no item progression on 9Pandas. There's not a glimmer of hope that you can look towards. As we click across the heroes, it's not as if there's like a hex on the horizon that could, catch them off guard. They're down mega creeps, Aegis out in 15 seconds, and just the disparity in damage. You quickly have a glance at Radiant Burst Dice. You got Daedalus' Pandas, and the other side's like, I got a Ghost Scepter, I got a Shroud. It's so different here. 1-win. They are moments away from winning this 3rd game. Of course, eliminating the likes of Solo from
already.
Yeah, they can.
They're
For
booking
this
their
team, a lot of
flights.
firsts. I mean, when you look at the roster, 1-win.
Kiyotaka do not get... If he gets tossed back again to lose this game, that would be pretty heartbreaking for him. It's going to be heartbreaking either way. This roster has come so far, just hasn't had the success this year. Finally looking to be on a successful run, but one win just not letting them past.
They're going to be patient now. Roshan could respawn in a couple of minutes, and when you know that you've pretty much won the game, I do expect one win to sit back, get the next Roshan, take that agent up the high ground. On the flip side, go a bit crazy, run up the high ground. Who cares? And this is what they're going to do. No more discipline.
If it goes
just
wrong.
get the game. I'd be surprised if they lost a fight. It'd be very, very defensive if they wanted to wait for Roshan, but still. They're waiting, they're looking, they're jumping.
They find a spider, they try to go in with the Terrorize, and it only lands onto Clockwork, who hook-shots himself in. Albica trying to run away under the protection of the BKB, but the toss damage is huge with the Kanda helping out as well. And that will cut down. Poor old Albica has a buyback available. Troll, thrown on top of the Gyrocopter. That's how confident they are at this point in the game. He doesn't even get off the ultimate. Oh, don't tip him. You're crushing his dreams, and now the tip's coming through as well. Tier 4's falling. That'll be the end. A smiley face and a GG, well played, and plenty of congratulations coming out from the side of 9Pandas as well, as it will be